Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Candlekeep Mysteries, the Sealed Pages of Verglas. We are the Rollers of Fate. My name is Mo, and I am your host DM for today. And although he may not have the same blood running through his veins as me, he's still a brother of mine, our second DM,
Oh,
Cisco Blanco.
yay! Thank you, Mo. Definitely the same. Thanks for everyone for being here. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
And speaking of family, we have all the Cox reunited today. We have Ross, Luke, Mark, Lucky, and Andy. And welcome back to Joey.
Yay.
Everyone's waving and said hi, but no words came out. Okay.
No,
I'm
I just tried to keep
speechless.
it quiet on purpose.
God damn it.
Okay. Well, I've got a riddle for you guys. However, this one's gonna be a
22.
slight. This is gonna be slightly different. Um, each of you are gonna get the opportunity to actually get an inspiration point. What's gonna happen is I'm gonna say the riddle. Everyone gets one guess. You have 1 minute to figure out what this is, and then you will privately send me in Discord the answer. You can either write a answer or say pass. If you all get it wrong, I will get 2 inspiration points as a DM. Otherwise, if any of you do get it right, then each of you can get inspiration point as well. Cisco, unfortunately, you can't be in this because
Yeah.
I feel like you've already seen the riddle.
No, you know what? I didn't want to look at it, but I feel like I want to leave the guys,
Okay,
anyway, to do it.
fair enough. All right, let me
So I'm
just
gonna
get.
spoil it to myself right now. 'Cause I'm dying to know.
All right, are you guys ready? Listen
Yep.
very carefully. All right. Don't say the outs again. Don't say the answer out loud here. Just type it in our little private chats on Discord. And then after a minute, I'll look at the answers. Do not Google the answer. I will get really annoyed if anyone does that. Okay, here's a riddle. A woman shoots her husband, then holds him underwater for 5 minutes. Next, she hangs him. But right after, they enjoy a lovely dinner. Explain how. Your minute starts now.
Can you say it again?
A woman shoots her husband, then holds him underwater for 5 minutes. Next, she hangs him. Right after, they enjoy a lovely dinner. Explain how.
A woman shoots her husband, then drowns him for 5 minutes, and then afterwards they enjoy a lovely dinner.
Next, she hangs him. Right after, they enjoy a lovely dinner.
Very interesting.
I don't mean to boast, but I think I got it already.
Submitted my guess to you, Mo.
I have an answer that's stupid, just for the simple fact that I think it's funny.
Like, I think my answer is correct, but it's not the correct answer. That's
I just took a shot in the dark. I really am not sure.
Okay, you got
How
10
long have
seconds.
I got?
5 seconds.
oh,
2, 1. Timeout.
I don't know.
Okay, so I see Aki, Bruce, Siggy, Harold have answered. Mark, you didn't put anything in?
no, it was wrong anyway. I'm sure, but
No, he sent it to me.
I know mine's wrong.
Or did
I think
say
it's
something?
funny.
Okay, I'm looking through it. Okay. All right. Bruce? Okay. Ziggy? Okay. Harold? Unfortunately, everyone got it wrong
Whoa.
apart from Bruce. So, Bruce, you get an inspiration
Oh,
point.
Andy.
Nice. It
Andy
wasn't necrophilia.
No, it was not.
That's a good
I mean,
stat.
who would put
So
that?
dinner.
Oh, you know what? She had a scroll of
Cannibalism.
reincarnation.
Oh my god.
I'm not
cannibalism.
surprised. I'm
Andy,
not surprised the baby did not get it.
yeah, Andy could reveal the answer.
She took a photograph. She shoots a photograph. She develops the photograph, which you require water to do that. Do it the old-fashioned way, not digital photography. Then she takes a picture, hangs it on the wall, and then has dinner with her husband.
Wow.
Point of
Amazing.
Okay,
order.
Oh,
No
yes.
that's a
water's
good one.
involved in that.
Okay. That's a much better one than the one I just thought that she just did his laundry and then they had dinner. I don't know why. Like,
I like that
Like-
though. That's a wholesome answer. That's a wholesome answer.
that is just what I was guessing.
What,
The
what's
second
more
guess.
wholesome than what's more wholesome than necrophilia?
Many things. Many
Kind of
things.
wholesome.
Scopophilia?
I almost typed. She took Bruce's scroll.
Fuck Grave and Dreg.
well
Hang on,
done.
before we go anywhere, Mark. Mark. What were you going to answer before deciding not to?
Oh, yeah, okay, this is very dark, so don't. Okay, they were first gonna shoot.
Let's hear it. I want to hear it. I've got my whiskey.
They were gonna shoot heroin. So, and it's one of those guys that can dive underwater for like 10 minutes, so he could do that, so it's no problem. And but he also has no legs, so to go to the toilet, he had to go hanging. So one of those things.
Oh yeah, that's what you were going for. Yeah, that would have been an
very-
interesting answer.
That's a really long way around.
Yeah.
It works, though.
But yeah, that's why I said it. It's not the correct answer, but it's a correct. Yeah.
It's an
That's
answer.
so good. That's good.
Yeah, that's very good.
Well done, Andy. Okay, let's jump on to the announcements. Cisco, would you like to take that away?
All right, of course. Thank you very much. For those who are new to our stream and have not watched our previous episodes, please go check us out on our Twitch or YouTube channel at Rollets of Fate D&D, where you can find all our previous episodes, including a modified version of a Curse Strat module done in Barovia that airs on Sunday and is DM'd by me and Mo playing their Cabal, the awesome Blood Hunter warrior. Also, if you want to send us any fan art or any comments or any communication, you can do so at rollesoffatednd@gmail.com. Or we also have a Twitter that is at FateDND, where you can catch up to our up-to-date news and our game and related schedules and so on. And last but not least, our games can be a bit gory. Just a horror content going on there. Sometimes we can get a little bit into some of the sides of the schedule. Rather than gray, we can go very black or very white or whatever. So just be aware of that. And yeah, thank you very much for being there. I'll give it back to you. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you very much. One little thing as well, we continue to have some technical difficulties on Sunday, but we're hoping
sorry for that.
we're hoping that this does not continue onwards. I've tried to jig around with a few things and stuff like that, but yeah, we'll see if it does. Again, sorry about that, but we'll try to rectify it as best as we can. Okay, if there is nothing else, then let us see what mystery shall be revealed today. All right, music. With the sound. Previously, on the sealed pages of Verglas, the party began preparations for their journey to hunt down a creature known as a Behir. Further information was left for them on the day of their departure, and as the cocks strapped their gears together, Aki and Bruce said their farewells to Aki's family caravan as they departed south towards the continent of Zakhara. Bruce attempted to contact Nidalia, but the messages were unable to get through. However, once it did, a great force of power shattered the mirror. Luckily, the enchanter repaired the item, and as the party journeyed through the destination, towards the destination, Bruce attempted again and again, but with no avail. Through the journey, Bruce helped Yagu meditate like he would, but Yagu felt no change until Bruce decided to train Yagu's body and mind through rigorous conditioning, and Yagu began to feel something, or hear something, whispering. Was it his thoughts from the exhaustion of training, or was someone truly speaking to him? Aki finished reading the tome of leadership and influence through the journey, and once he did, the letters from the book flew into the air and sunk into his skin. The book now slowly rewrites itself until it finishes in 100 years. A few items were purchased to expand their magical inventory, and money made from selling others. And as they journeyed further north, they visited familiar places for Aki and Bruce, such as the Blackened Fort Morning Lord, the missing city of Il Turel, and the caravan town of Scornabel, before visiting newer places such as the Buerskir Bridge and the Dragonspear Castle, where the party witnessed a skeleton of a dragon draped over its broken towers. Aki, seeing this dragon, uttered a name he had never said before, Halatathalir. Aki and Ruin had some knowledge of this dead copper dragon, who had a disease that tired and weakened the creature. Ruin became more curious and journeyed into the castle with his new conjured companion, Shade. And as the party followed there, they discovered destruction and death of dwarvenkind and black soot rock that scattered the interior of the castle. Ziggy discovered a mithril armor that he gave to Ruin, but before they could delve deeper into the castle, they began to hear the sounds of screeches and squawks of goblins and hobgoblins that revealed themselves in the hundreds. The party escaped with distracting spells and the sacrifice of Shade. But what was this castle that has been tainted by darkness, and what secrets lie within? Eventually, the party arrive at their destination at Daggerfort, a disheveled town that can be overlooked by the identical twin mountains that tower beside it, one with a colossal flaming brazier that burns brightly in the distance. And this is where we'll store our story today. Upon arriving, you announce yourself with the notion of the horde of goblins and hobgoblins that reside close by, and as the town attention turns towards you, one strange Furbolg approaches you and introduces himself as Barry Wolfhard Jr. And this happens. This is where we will begin. So standing in front of you is now this Furbolg. Give us a quick re-description of what he looks like.
Once more, he is 5 feet tall, young and smiley Furbolg on his 20s. He has strawberry straight long hair all the way to his waist. He's clad in simple clothes, sleeveless tops, shorts, and a cap, all like a forest green. And around his neck, he's wearing a holy symbol of something that seems to be a unicorn head. There on his shoulder, you see a tiny bonsai maple tree, cross-legged, and you see that he's got big eyes, but they are hidden by all this canopy. And on the top of his head is burning, and it smells like some burning kind of like herbs that shouldn't be smoked by people, really. But yeah, he is one of those. And you can see that he's kind of like looking at you. And he just says, "Hello, so are we ready to surf up, muchachos?"
Have you just described a tourist going to the Netherlands?
What?
I think you've just described a tourist who's gone to the Netherlands.
Bruce, he doesn't know what that is. You must be the enchanter's friend.
That was a buff game. Don't worry about it.
Yes, okay. I don't really understand what above game. I didn't know we were playing to anything, my friend.
Oh, I'm so
You're
sorry.
funny.
I don't know what came of this. Something just took over.
Oh, what's your names? Yes, I am the one. I'm Mr. Barry Wolfhard Jr. Nice to meet you all.
Well, I'm Errol. This is Bruce. This is Ruin, Maz, Aki, and Yagu.
Oh, it's really nice to meet you. Just to let you know, in 30 seconds, I'm gonna forget all your names, so don't take it too hard. I'll have to name you something, so... You look like a lord.
It's okay. I forgot these guys' names soon as well.
You can be Moonlord. That sounds like
And with
you.
that,
Yeah, maybe you can be Bobro, and you can be Cartel, and you can be... you look like a hot pizza sauce dude, and maybe Swamp Dude, yeah. Alright, if you're happy, I might be Fury. You look very angry, like big Fury amigo. It can be you, the smaller one, yeah.
I like it.
Anyway.
I like this guy.
He's what we call the Angry Inch.
Oh, that's so
Say that
funny.
one more time.
Am I wrong? I mean, what are you feeling right now, Ruin?
How many more days do you have left? I'm sorry. That was
Not the point. Not the point.
Oh, are you dying, my friend? I'm so sorry to hear.
Everyone dies. I just happen to have a bit more of a date.
Oh, all right.
Like
so...
milk.
Yep.
So, How much do you know about why we are here?
Well, we are here to slay a very dangerous creature that is hurting the people of the town, so that's pretty much all I know, right? I mean, what else do you need to know?
Do you happen to know what type of creature?
Oh, it's called a behir. It's some kind of like a weird
Okay.
dragony thing with lots of legs, and
Okay, I was just wondering if you were also 100% on the plan before we accepted the suicide mission.
I'm always 99% on the plan. Don't worry. Yeah.
So, just a quick question: does this thing live in like the forest area nearby, or trees, or caves, or anything like that? From what you know.
I think he sometimes is in a cave and sometimes he's in the mountain edge. I saw him quite a few days back, so I cannot know roughly where he is, so I can take you there and we can try our luck.
Before we go out there, do you guys sell oil in this town? By the barrel?
Oh, la pantry oil, pantry delight.
Sure. Is it flammable?
Of course, all oils are flammable, my friend. Unless the cannabis oil, that one you shouldn't really burn it unless you're gonna smoke it. But
Everything is flammable if you're brave enough.
I'm just saying because we could try. If this thing's in a cave, we could just plop some barrels in, and either one, it'll be smoked out, or it'll be smoked out.
I like the idea of not following this thing into its house. I think it would probably have an advantage. Our advantage might only be in numbers, so let's be outside.
I agree with you. I think that's better. We don't want to get into the cave.
Then
we don't have to.
Do you know what Behirs normally eat? Like, what's their diet?
I mean, everyone likes pizza, I guess. But
You get a big enough pizza.
I'm gonna look at Yagu. Do you like pizza?
I have no idea where this conversation is about, so just ignore me.
Oh, don't worry.
Wait, Yagu, have you ever had pizza?
What is a pizza? You?
Oh, it's like but the ones I eat, they're only with vegetables. So it's like a dough that you make with flour and different ingredients, and then you kind of like spread it and make it like really nice and large, and then you throw it in the oven that you build by making a hole in the ground and putting all these coals, and then just put the toppings on top and a little net, and then you start putting. But yeah, it's really awesome.
He lost me at only
Welcome to the
vegetables.
Student Lifestyle channel, everybody.
Half those words I didn't understand, but I will try one day.
Yeah, I will make one for you later if you guys want. I have everything ready. Well, I don't have the oven ready. Well, you'll have to help me to build one of those, but you shouldn't really fight on an empty stomach, that's for sure.
I'm hungry.
That is a good point. We could use some food.
You know what we could eat? That Behir.
I don't really think that is a good idea to eat magical creatures. You never know where it's gonna go, but
I want to see where he's heading. Hold on.
Big Fury.
I'm curious.
Okay, hear me out. Wolfheart, correct?
Yeah, you can call me Barry. My friends call me Barry. You are not really my friend, but you can call me Barry too. It's okay.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay,
I mean,
well,
you're
I'm
not my friend yet. Come on.
I'm gonna call you
También,
Junior.
Lord.
You giving us nicknames? I'm gonna give you a nickname. You're just Junior.
All right, that sounds good to me.
Okay. This pizza you keep talking about. What if we put Behir into it?
Like I said, you shouldn't really eat magical creatures without knowing what they do. It could be a bit dangerous, you know.
Nonsense.
Why don't we'll cross that bridge when it's, not trying to kill us.
Yeah. I mean,
You said you've seen the Behir.
Yes, I've seen it.
How big is this one?
Fine. I mean, I haven't really seen many, but it was really big. It was massive, like smacking fucking big.
Can you be more specific, or?
Well, like the size of a normal cedar tree, roughly, between a cedar and an Arctic pine, something like that in between.
Taller than an oak?
That's quite big.
Okay, so
I was really, I did smoke quite a bit that day, so don't trust me 100%, It could have been
Yeah.
smaller.
Just one more question. Does it speak?
And
Or
he
is it
gets
just a
like
wild creature?
you see that he takes like some sweets out of his pack and he starts eating sweets.
What did you say again, Bobro?
Does it talk, so to speak?
I mean, I
From
did
what
try
you
to
know.
have a conversation, but he kind of ignored me. But
Mm,
I'm not really sure.
probably
It was
not.
very far. I was like, "Hey, say hello if you can see me," and then I was gone really. But yeah, maybe he did say something.
Okay,
Well,
so
let's.
sorry. Do you want to go?
No. I was waiting for you.
Alright, okay. So Barry, what are your set of skills? I mean, we can tell you ours, but what are you bringing to this table?
Well, it's not what I'm bringing to this table. The best way to tell you, brain is not gonna help you in this kind of situation. But you can smoke the goodness of Miliki, dude, man. You are gonna be like a different chapter in your life. That's what I do. You just smoke a little, and then all these effects with the forest. I'm in tune with the forest, and then things start happening, and I'm one with the forest and the forest one with me, So that's kind of my thing. Yeah.
So are you not gonna help us fight at all?
Of course I'm gonna help you. What do you think? I'm a coward? Are you crazy? What do you think I'm here
I'm just
for?
wondering what your. Do you have
To
any
be
magical ability?
fair,
Can you DPS?
We thought you were just like a DP. What the? Anyway, we just thought that you were like a guide, and then you were just gonna like run off, and after showing us where it was.
I mean,
so that's where his confusion lies.
No, it's all right. I understand. I mean, I don't really want to reveal a lot of things about myself because, well, it's a long story, but one day I will be the archdruid of my town. So that's what I've been training to do. I'm a druid, if that's what you mean about profession and things.
Good to
Skill
know.
set. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm a bit. Actually, do you guys want to smoke a little?
And he kind of like blows onto the little bonsai, and then you see that his head ignites even more, and then he kind of like takes a little bit of him, puts it in a pipe, and lights it up, and then you see all this kind of like purpley smoke coming out, and then he passes it over.
Does Mr. Rulefart seem a bit high-strung or nervous underneath this?
I'll be a good
drug
guest
technique?
while Bruce is analyzing him. I'll take it and try it.
Okay. It tastes really good, like a strong, kind of like make a constitution saving throw, actually.
All right, here we go. Con save. Oh!
Okay.
Did it come through?
You start to cough.
Oh!
I'm like Mickey there for a second.
That's some good stuff. Oh, my dad would have loved it,
See,
actually.
like colors change, a little bit. Things look bigger and smaller, not like a proper out of control, but like a trippy kind of like quite strong, but not. You are still in control, It's just like visual.
My dad would have loved this stuff. Anyone else want to try it? I'm good with one.
Andy, what were you going to say?
I was asking, does he seem a little bit nervous or high-strung underneath this sort of drug-induced chill? Because he seemed a bit nervous there for a second during our discussion, so I was wanting to get a beat on him.
Yeah, we do so. I mean, sorry, Mo should be saying that.
No, carry out. You, of course, you're the DM as well. Yeah, make an insight check, like Siska said.
Okie doke. Soft 20.
You can see that the smoking and all that is pretty much a disguise for him to deal with something that deep inside he's dealing with. When you kind of notice the most when he said about he's gonna become a druid one day, and you can see that he's really stressed about that, So there is something about him that he's hiding, definitely.
Okay, I'll whisper this to everyone else at the back of the party. So he's a rather nervous fellow, actually. He's possibly do with his home by being a druid.
Telepathic, I'll tell Bruce. Do you want me to just read his mind?
I mean, I don't think it. You could save if you want to go for it, but I'd save your spells.
It doesn't take us. It doesn't take much for me to read someone's mind, but I can only do it once every
Well, I will
Wow.
not stop you. I will not stop you.
Come on, don't be shy. Like
Anyone
I
else take
say, try before you deny. Come on.
Oh, very well. I'll try. I'll try.
Here you
puff.
go, Bruce.
All right, righto. I just inhale.
Con save?
Yeah.
Concept.
11.
That's decent.
with a 7.
I know, right?
No, I have a set DC or something happening, but again, as you inhale it, you think you can take, but it's quite harsh. It's very strong as well. Whatever this herb that you're inhaling, and you begin coughing as well, and you begin
Deep inhale.
yeah, you begin to feel like a little bit heaviness under your eyes a little bit as well from this kind of intoxication. But apart from that, yeah. Anyone else?
Not for me, I don't think.
You saw this behir. How does it move? Does it use its legs or does it wiggle along? Because some people said it was like a snake, but it just had loads of legs. Is it creepy like that little bug?
Whoa, look at that butterfly, man. That's amazing. Wow, look at that one. Oh,
I think we've lost a Maki.
Like you kind of
No, not yet. Aki pulls out a pastry.
Oh, wow, you got some sweets, my man. Of course you are hot stuff, bro.
Yagu, what if you have a puff and eat a cupcake?
We may need to fight this thing at some
That might kill him.
Yeah.
Let's
What if I can trade or something?
let's party later.
Oh, this is really good. What were you saying? You were talking to me. I'm sorry, I kind of got lost in there.
The behir you saw, was it on its legs? Was it on the ground in a tree, snaking around? What was it doing?
No, it was on his legs. It was kind of actually DM because I didn't want to spoil myself, so I haven't really looked.
too much into the monster. Will have been flying, or will I remember that?
It was a combination of using its kind of legs to move, but also its muscular body to kind of slither and push against the floor as well. But mostly its legs to kind of move around. But it was very you briefly saw it. It was quite swift.
I briefly saw it. It was quite swift, but I saw he was using his muscle and his legs to move around it. Yeah, a combination of both.
Happen to see anyone try to fight it?
I was alone in that moment. I would have fought him otherwise, but I didn't want to die that day. So
It's going to be all teeth and claws, but if it's a snake, it may do snake things. It might try and drag us up a tree or something.
Oh,
Something
that
that
sounds
large.
really... I mean, snakes are good. Normally, if it was a snake, I could talk to it and we could convince it, and I'm sure she will end up smoking pipe with us as well. The pipe.
Let's consider what we do know. It's nearly the size of a building. It's probably quite powerful. It spits lightning. It's snake-like.
Maybe a building was a bit too much of an exaggeration. Maybe a little bit smaller.
Small building then.
Are you able to give us anything to help us? Potions, maybe something.
I'm a healer. I can heal you in the battle. Like I can see you as well. My heal dude, swamp dude. I smell like a swamp on you, right? You are come from some kind of swamp somewhere. He looks at you, Yago.
Oh, I'm swamp dude.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
No, right. I mean, not that you smell like swamp or anything. I don't know what I'm saying, but you. I mean, I see.
I actually got cleaned recently, so.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's the clean version of you. That's really interesting. Okay, I really love this guy.
How do we know you won't run away if you get scared during the fight?
That's a little bit of an assumption, right? I mean, how do I know you wouldn't? I see you are very angry, but you are also quite. I don't really want to say what everyone. I don't want to see the elephant flying in the air, but you know what I mean, my friend, right?
Well, think of it this way, Ruin. If he decides to leave, then that'll just be more for us to take from the behir. So the plan doesn't change regardless. I'm not saying that you would, Barry, but
I don't really. If you expect me to die for you, I'll be really honest. I'm not gonna die for all of you, but we are a team. You know, if I can heal you, I will. If we all decide to retreat together, we can all do that. You know.
Do you have like a sort of like a way of shining light per se? Like I've seen it before done with light on a rock.
I mean, don't let my little friend fool you. You know, he's really powerful. Mr. Redwheat, he's fucking strong, and he can throw flame motes, and he can do all sorts of shit, and he can get bigger. And you know, I'm a badass druid as well. I'm just.
I'm just saying because
conjures a little fire on his hand, like and he throws it into the air.
Oh, I'm just saying because if this thing, let's just say we get this thing while it's relaxing in its house or sleeping, we basically put fire into his house, and then he'll have to come out, and then we'll just deal with it as it leaves.
I mean, I think the best plan is for us to get there first. We go very quietly, assess the situation, see how things are looking for around where I know he is, and then we can plan there because we are, you know, still quite a lot away. We should just get really smacked, you know, and make our way and travel, and then we can grow up, you know, and get to know each other, and kind of pizza time. Yeah,
sounds good, Barry, but we know why we want this thing dead. Why, if you don't mind me asking, do you want to kill this thing? I assume it's not just out of altruism to help us.
I have been paid. I am a kind of adventurer for hire as well.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That explains it. Alright, well, I'm ready to go whenever you all are.
Just a second. Pipe.
Oh.
Yeah. Aki will give this thing a buff before we go.
And before we go, Ziggy, if we could have a talk over here.
But fine, yeah, sure, whatever.
Yeah.
You hold it in. The big inhale. You're used to smoking pipes, but something about this herb is still too strong for you, and you cough it out as well.
Ooh. Yeah, you can have that back.
Oh, thank you. That's
He makes like a big puff, and then he blows this smoke, and then you see like flowers on the smoke and stuff like that, like little.
Just me, or does everybody see that?
Anyone who is watching, even if you, because you're a smoke, anyone who has a smoke, the flowers look like, you know, like one, like wow, it cannot be that big, you know. But the others you see like little, you know.
I like it here.
yeah, a little bonsai. All right, so are we all ready to go?
Yeah. Did you wanted oil?
I was.
Are you sure you want oil around these two? That one is literally on fire.
That's a fair point. Maybe not but either way, what we can do is.
I'm not on fire. I can stand near things without them.
Fire.
I am fire. Yeah, most of the time on purpose.
I mean, at the very least, even if we don't light it on fire, the smell is probably going to piss it off enough to want to leave.
Well, there is that.
Also, fire, maybe it destroys the goods. So
that is a point.
So I have to be careful with that.
Something this powerful and large, I don't think a little bit of fire is going to destroy what we're looking for.
Maybe it's flammable, so once you
I mean,
set it on fire,
the main purpose of the whole fire thing for me was just to piss it off, but that's up to you guys. There's other ways of making it angry besides that.
I like the fire idea personally. Let's get the stuff, we bring it there.
I have no money.
I've got. What? How much do you need? I've got some.
We can use the party funds since we're all going to help us out here.
I was gonna get like 2 barrels, roll 1 barrel down there, pour the other near the entrance.
That works for me.
Yeah, whatever works.
Let's do it then. So,
how many barrels?
I was gonna get 2 unless you guys wanted more.
I doubt there's anything more we can do with 3. We would not accomplish with 2 whole barrels of oil.
That's a good point.
I will say to you all that I do think, judging by the strength of this creature or how it's been described, I do think I may have a plan of helping against that issue, but I may need one of you to join me for about an hour or so later on, just in case.
I could go with you, Ziggy.
It doesn't really matter whoever. I need someone else for something that may be odd, but I'll explain later.
Okay.
And that's perfect timing because Bruce, I've been meaning to talk to you anyway. Whenever you got time before we fight this creature.
Oil.
Certainly.
Yeah. Sorry. So a barrel of oil is not going to explode; it will burn. So.
Yep. That's the plan.
So you're going to kind of drench an area and then burn it, kind of.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. All right. So it'll cost you 2 gold pieces for each for the both barrels.
Okay.
In terms of how much is in there, it'll still take the property of how the oil burns. So it'll burn for 2 rounds, doing that much damage, but the area of effect will be a lot bigger in that sense.
Could you repeat the cost for the 2 barrels, please?
2 gold.
2 gold.
2 gold. Okay, I'll take that. I'll just take the 2 gold from the party fund.
Sounds good.
So we're at 519 gold.
All right.
Okay.
Are we gonna take long? This is really getting me more stressed out than being with my father, man.
Is your dad also a druid too?
Oh, yeah, he's an arch-druid, a very, very powerful one with a lot of responsibility, too much responsibility.
I know the feeling. You do well.
Barry, sir, come with me, old chap. I'll put my arm over his shoulder as we start making our way. Let me tell you a story. I'm sure you can relate to it. And Bruce
I
will
think you are like
receive
me,
it.
my friend. I see. That's why I'm calling you Moon Lord. I see you are like me, like a runaway lord, right?
I don't know. I'm far from it. And Bruce will go and start sharing stories of his family life growing up, such as it was, and sort of that sort of thing. Don't know if you'd like me to roll anything for that, if he's going to reveal anything either.
He will just, as you tell him about your father, he doesn't really reveal the names, but he will tell you that
It's a very similar situation. I'm from a small town, but my father, he did like me. He kind of escape and to explore the world, the same thing that I wanted to do, but he was quite understanding when he did it, and his father was really bad to him, and then he returned home and became the archdruid, and now it's getting to that time in my life that I know I'm gonna become next, and I wanna explore the world, I don't wanna just be stuck there, and so I cannot run away, and my father is kind of looking for me, and it's a bit of a bummer.
Well, I had very much exactly the same problem, and I actually ended up solving the problem, or such as it is. I ended up just stating my thoughts clearly to him for the first time in my entire life, and he, to my amazement, he accepted it.
I mean,
you have to
don't
come
know
to a
my
compromise
father, man.
still.
I'm telling you, you don't. He's really tough, and it's not only him. The worst one is Mirkat. He's got this intelligent rat, that is immortal on his shoulder forever, and the rat is his advisor, man, and she's really fucking tough, She's not really understands things, even though she's more intelligent than any person you've ever met. And back, that's the problem. The rat is the issue. And my mother as well. She's also, and I'm not ready, man. I wanna have fun. I wanna live. I don't wanna just be like commanding a whole town and protecting it. But yeah, I see your point. I see you, man. That's really good advice, my dude.
You'll be surprised what you can do when you have to do something, and what you might gain from it, provided you're willing to compromise. At least both parties have to be willing to compromise.
I mean, I'm so not ready to take my trials yet, but that's why I'm adventuring, so I can learn more things and stuff like that. So then when I'm ready, I'll go back and I'm gonna do it. But it really stresses me out.
and you see that he starts lighting up his pipe straight away.
Bruce will very gently put his hand on his wrist as he's about to light up and goes, "That's not going to solve it, old chap."
I know. Maybe I should take something stronger. And he goes,
Goes into his backpack and starts
Oh
rummaging.
my goodness me! That keep your head have a party after we're done. Keep your head clear in the game.
Oh, okay, I mean, but we only traveling. It's okay. Don't worry. When the time fight comes, I will cast Lesser Restoration on myself, and I'm gonna be okay. Don't worry.
Oh, I don't doubt it, but maybe save your spells.
Oh, all right, yeah, but we still have how long? I can't remember. DM.
Could I recall how long will it take us to get from where we are to
It'll
where
take
the
you.
party?
It'll take you 7.5 days
Yeah, okay. I thought
Without the elk thing?
without the help. That's
So
why he
it's-
would know that it took him about 8 days, 7.5, 8 days to get to from Daggerford.
3.5, 4 days.
So it's gonna take us a while. So don't worry. I'll get smacked now, but it's gonna be okay afterwards. You trust me, my man. Thank you for your help. And I feel you. We are both on the same kind of dilemma, but you are braver than me. I see. It's amazing.
You're only brave when you do something you're afraid to do, old boy.
Yeah, Redwit always tells me that he's really brave as well.
And you see the little bonsai goes like that, shrug his shoulders.
Oh, I have a little friend too, and I pull out Rupee Cheap.
Oh my God. Are you okay there?
He says to Rippy Chip, you hear straight away like a rat talk. He's speaking normal to you, Bruce. You understand him normal, but as Rippy Chip, you understand what he's saying to you. He said,
Hey, are you okay, my little one?
Can I just understand Rupee Cheap now? I don't have to cast that ritual.
You still have to cast it.
you have to, but he's got the speech of the beast and leaf as a firework. So
Oh,
he speaks
got
to
you. Got
small-
you. I
small
misunderstood you there.
animals straight away.
Yeah, as a druid, they can just do that.
Yeah.
I misunderstood what Cisco said. I thought, wait, am
Yeah.
I understanding him? No, I misunderstood.
You understand me in common,
Yeah.
but
Sure,
the
sure.
rat understands me in.
Reaper Cheap
yeah.
just looks at this Furbog and just almost gives him the most strangest look and looking at him up and down and is just not interested.
He's a withering glare. Reaper Cheap's not the friendliest sort, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I see. Are you sure he's your rat and no, he's not the rat of Big Fury,
Oh, he's not my rat. He's my comrade.
Oh, he's your... Yeah, I mean, I don't mean he's your rat as he's yours. I mean, like, he travels with you.
Absolutely.
Ah.
He's a brave soul. He once faced off against a whole pack of cats.
Oh, wow. He looks very brave. I see. He's got so much anger in him. Oh, I like you, little one.
And he kind of like goes to kind of get close to his face.
Careful. I wouldn't do that.
He takes off Barry's finger. Ah!
Oh, he just beat me.
I did tell you he's a rather ill-natured sort.
He's got a bit of a fierce bite to him.
He kind of like puts his finger on top of the bonsai that is kind of like in fly and it's
Oh, all right. Oh, that's good. That's better.
Reapy Cheap save it is very hard one. It's taken me a long time. Been a right little chap, and I sort of like struck him on his back before putting him back into my pocket.
Oh, he's so sweet. He's
Oh, no,
like
he's
you see,
not.
they are so much better when they don't speak common. Trust me, never awaken your rat like my father did, or resurrect him and make him immortal like he did. It was a
my.
long story, but he did that in Ravenloft. That rat fucking saved his life.
Well, that sounds horrifying.
If this is as long a journey as you make it sound, we can plan on the road.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, I can tell you everything about Stratban Zarovich if you want. My father told me so many stories how they fucking defeat the vampires Lord ass, and they so many stories I could tell you.
Do we have to roll history to know what they're talking about? Like just hearing the name Strahd?
I think Strat is not common knowledge unless you are in his domain.
No,
pretty much.
I'm Errol wouldn't know.
All right.
You will know about you could roll about Ravenloft, actually.
Nah, I'm just gonna be like, Straw, that's an interesting name. I'm guessing he was a powerful person?
Oh no, was a vampire lord, the most terrifying vampire lord ever. And he's got this domain trapped in this kind of circle of wheel of time, and it's really scary. And you just go there and then you keep dying and reliving all these lives and timelines. It's really, really challenging. But my father saved the place with his group, They were the runaway, the Lost and Runaways. That was their group name when he was young.
Oh, dang. And is your father the only one left of his friends, if you know? Just out of curiosity.
They all survive. Actually, yeah, there was a barbarian that had this animated doll that was called Elvira. She's really cute, really sweet, and they have like a place in Lascan now. They bought a bar, and you can still see him. That's my friend. What was his father? My father told Vega. Yeah, his name was Vega, and there was as well. Well, a lot of them. There was like 6 of them. There was this elf girl as well from Moon, Silvery Moon, and she was one of the inheritors of the thrones of Silvery Moon as well. They found out while they were traveling,
A noble. Whoa, that's quite interesting.
Yeah, but she did. No one knew on the party, so it was like this big reveal, that afterwards she was like the daughter of the king of the elves, or something.
That would be interesting. If I doubt we've ever crossed paths, but they sound like really fun people to talk to.
Yeah, well, I mean, when they came to the house, I remember when I was a kid, and they used to perform, and there was this Dragonborn that was a bard called Rebus. His name was. You probably heard of Rebus. He's the most famous bard in the whole Sword Coast.
Vaguely, I might have heard a tune or two of his.
But yeah, they are super awesome. But enough about me.
I mean, I've killed like maybe one vampire tops, never a lord vampire.
Oh wow, you've killed vampires. That's so
What?
awesome.
No, that doesn't count. The one I got. No, that's a different story.
What about you, Ghost Chat Dude? You look like you speak to spirits. Is any of them tell you about any vampires or something?
I've had an interaction with one, yes. I don't really like to talk about it. He sees I do have a bit of garlic wrapped around my neck.
Here, my dude.
It's okay. I think I'll wait at the cart for you guys to get oil or whatever.
Yep.
I thought we were already on our way. So we're already
I was assuming we were walking.
Yeah, we were just walking and talking. We're doing our journey.
Okay. So what I will say is, as you continue going, having this conversation, night kind of falls you quite quickly. For you, Barry, you see this spirit elk that appears in front of the 2 horses, and unnatural speed takes you all. You don't feel it in terms of the risk of the speed, but it's just swift and comfortable. And before you know it, it's nighttime. 8 hours have gone past, and you have to make camp during this night, as you all do. I don't know. Do you guys want to continue conversating here, or?
I was just gonna say, Bruce. So you got a second?
Yes. Oh, of course, yes. How can I help you, Harold?
How have you been? You've been good.
Well,
you and Ruin since that whole thing. I know it's been a while, but I haven't really checked in with you guys on that.
I'm fine. It wasn't really myself that had the issue. It was Bruce. He was the one there when it happened. It was like it's bizarre, really. When Bruce takes the wheel, so to speak, it's like I go back to my space. Since we came to an understanding, which was very shortly before I met you, I can see what's happening now. Sometimes it's clearer than other times. But when I got hit by that...
Can you still feel when it happens?
Not physically, but I get the feelings of it all. It's like I'm there and it's happening, but I don't really have much control over it. When Bruce got hit by that spell, though, it was like I was locked in a cell, and I was banging on the walls, trying to get at Bruce to say, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, I asked him that too. I don't know if you heard me screaming that. You and Aki, I guess, got under some sort of control of that, and I mean, I'm glad everything worked out the way it did in a sense. I mean, sure, I got this good beard, but one of us could have died if not all of us there, you know?
There are a lot of ways that encounter could have gone better, but there were many ways it could have gone worse. Remember that spell that hit all of us when we first walked up the stairs? It only affected one of us.
Yeah. I mean, the whole affair, though, I can't help but think that I kind of feel, I don't know if responsible is the right word, but kind of guilty about getting myself, and Ruin into that situation with this. You know?
Why do you hold yourself responsible? You're not the one who did this curse. You were offered something, and based on information you were given, it was a very tempting offer. I don't think you should be holding yourself responsible for the crimes of somebody else.
Well, the problem is that when I met with Alaray, the Azirza came by, and I sort of offered a bribe to try to get this done faster. And I did that because me and Ruin, I wasn't really interested in the operation, but they kept promising me the impossible because as you can see, I'm an elf. A wood elf to be specific, but even amongst wood elves, my dad always told me that we were somewhat odd and that we couldn't really grow hair except for our heads. And, you know, I've never had hair anywhere. And, you know, she was promising me if you want hair somewhere, something that's fundamentally impossible, we can do that at the snap of a finger. So I wanted to test that. But Ruin jumped on that with me, which, thinking about it now, might not have been best for both of us, you know? And true, it was their evil, but I got us both into that, you know? And I still remember how grateful he was that I was willing to bribe, basically, Azirza to get us both treatment that he seemed to have really wanted.
Oh, you thought you were doing him a favor, didn't you? And look, between you and me, and Bruin seems to be quite unhappy with himself for whatever reason. I suspect he would have taken that hag's offer regardless, and yes, you could absolutely say you pushed that along a bit. He still made his own choice, though. To be honest, I would have done the same thing not long ago if I hadn't had that successful meeting with my father.
Yeah, I mean, I just wonder about that because the thing is, it's one thing if I make a decision and I make a choice and it's only me. It's another thing if I propel that decision and my friends get damaged along the way, you know? There's this curse that seems to befall both of us. I like this beard, but at the same time, I've never been the aesthetic type. It's a very strange feeling. But I've been counting the days of that curse of what we've been told is 3 months, which I can only estimate to be 90 days. I'm not sure what happens at the end of it, except for what they told me about becoming what I fear. I'm also not sure what happens if I renounce it. And you can see Harold's kind of, like, gesturing with his hands a bit. Like, you know...
I assume you would... Well, what happened to Ruin? He became even smaller. He seemed to have a bit of a chip on his shoulder about his size, but...
Well, remember, you said that he's unhappy with himself, right? From what you just told me. If part of his fear involves being even smaller and being even more of what he's unhappy with, then... I mean, I could be just paranoid, but if I become what I fear, and without an insight check, you could hear Harold's nervousness, I would rather not. So I'm gonna try my best to fix what's going on with both me and Ruin, but I might need... Well, a couple weeks have gone by already, but I might need you and the group to do me a favor just in case if it's too far gone. If I'm too far gone.
So you'll look different. You'll look in a mirror and you'll see something you don't like.
Bruce, I don't think you quite get what I mean when I talked about my beard. It isn't just the look. At least I don't think it is. It's something weirder, stranger. And if I'm turning into someone else, best case scenario, I just turn into someone else. Worst case scenario, I turn into one of them. Which case, I am going to rather want to slit my own throat at that point. But those pricks love themselves more than anything else, so that's not possible at that point.
Wait, do you
You get what I mean?
Harold, you're saying you would rather end it all?
Then become a red wizard, yes.
I don't know how to respond to that.
I don't blame you. It's not every day you get someone that's basically saying, hey, if you could help me make sure I'm not a harm to anyone else, then do it. But just keep this in mind. I've seen their brutality firsthand many times, not just when I was a kid. I've seen them decimate lands and cultures for fun. I've seen them care about nothing else but their aesthetic and their ability to subjugate others, including all of us here. So, if you knew what I knew, you'd kind of understand my paranoia a bit. I'm just asking for some consideration, especially since I feel distant from myself, so to speak, in a way.
Okay. You're saying you feel distant from yourself. I'm just trying to hypothesize here. You look and feel physically different. Yes, you didn't just grow a beard from this. You feel physically tougher, more durable. Yes.
So, yes.
And that was a very sudden change. Yes.
Yes.
Wouldn't that create some kind of disconnect?
It
I'm
is
just
kind.
It's a possibility. It's maybe not. What you're worried about is that you will not just change in body, but also in soul. But Ruin has not changed in any meaningful way other than his shape. He is still Ruin Synergy. I know very little about the Arcana, but that'd be a breathtakingly powerful magic to fundamentally change who a person is, and I'm not even sure if such a thing is truly possible.
I thought so too until I got this. Like I said, it was... My dad always mentioned, like, we never grew hair anywhere else because it was to maintain our connection to Cloakwood before it became Cloakwood. Before it became dark, you know. It was to maintain our home, but that was taken, you know, and I've done many things, been many places, and I've learned that certain things don't matter. Yes, I could just change an appearance and I could be worried over nothing, but regardless of how I feel, the consequences of my actions is not something the world accounts for if I change. If Errol Emmerfield is no longer Errol Emmerfield, the world goes on and is irrespective of the consequences of my actions. Instead of the world being affected, it's all of you. And I don't want that.
So I'm absolutely clear.
Mm-hmm.
If you think that you are going to be fundamentally not you, that you will become as one of these people, you are asking me to do what you could not. You want me to wield the blade.
Yes.
Harold, Is this truly what you want? I need to be absolutely certain.
What I want doesn't matter. What needs to happen is what matters. If I find the cure, it's like we never had this conversation. If I don't, Harold Emmerfield never had this conversation with you.
Very well. If that is what you truly want, I will do so.
Bruce?
Fair to warn you, Bruce strongly disagrees.
He may not have a choice.
Nope.
At that point.
He doesn't like the idea. It's hard to... I'm not really getting any words right now unless I were to sit down and meet him in the middle, so to speak. I'm just getting a feeling. I can't speak for Bruce. You'll have to ask him yourself. But if you are not you, I will do it.
That's fair. That's all I ask.
One thing though, Harold. You said that if you were to change, or actions you take would have no effect on the world, just the people around you. I'd have to disagree on you one small point. To what is something to you, what is a thing to you, is potentially everything to another person. People we interact with. We have our entire world around us, our own personal world. You say you have no effect on the world. I would say that we have effects on many different people's worlds. What we do, what we don't do. My world changed when I convinced my father to do something I wanted to do. And it's a realization I've come to recently. I understand elves must often take the long view on such things. You're here for a dreadfully long time. You'll still be young in your prime long after I'm gone.
Well,
but just think of all the different worlds you could change in the time you do have.
You might be right, but I've seen too many in which our intent does not make any difference, but I'd like to believe you, both of you, and I'll figure out how to tell the others too. I don't have to weigh that on you, but thank you for hearing me out. I really appreciate that.
When you and Yagu barreled into that mine in Merin, if you hadn't popped up there, Aki and I would have been killed. Maz would also have been dead. What happened that night would have been the end for all of us who was there. That was it. Nothing. This would not be happening at all. I would never have met my father again. Aki would never have been able to see his family again. Maz would not still have his own goals to pursue. All because you popped up in that mine. Don't forget how little things can change everything for a person. Again, this is a very recent revelation I've had.
And you could see Harold kind of pulling back tears. Thank you, Bruce. Anyway.
Hey, any one of us who lives a short life, I guess we have to come to that realization sooner rather than later.
That's a good point. Anyway, so I'll let you get back to your meditations. Good night, Bruce, and good night, Bruce.
Good night, Harold. Sleep well.
And Harold is just gonna walk away and try to get ready to his meditation space since he doesn't sleep. Okay, 1 down, 5 more to go. Or 4. 4 more to explain this to.
You see a magical orb appear where Ziki has been ritual casting, his dome that you use. And it's good that it is there because the night is very cold here. The more north you've gone, the colder it's gone. And as winter comes, you begin to feel the chill even take into your bone. A very familiar feeling that you had when you fought the Shimsheim. And as you all begin entering Ziggy's dome, the temperature within, I'm assuming you turn it to a moderate, I don't know, whatever degrees.
I think it's just a standard temperature. Oh wait, I've got it on my phone. I don't know why I'm trying to find it on my thing.
No, you can.
Yeah, I think it's just
You can adjust the temperature to whatever you want, if I could remember correctly. Inside.
Yeah.
I don't think it says that at all.
Just like room temperature, you could just say just.
Yeah, I think it's just a nice room temperature. I can change. All it says is that the atmosphere inside is comfortable and dry, regardless of the weather outside.
Okay.
Was there anything else anyone wanted to do during this night?
Aki will begin ritual casting Gentle Riposte on the head to make sure it doesn't go fusty.
Got you.
Thank you.
Ruin
Good job.
desperately wants to speak to me. But I'm very happy to let it wait just because I think it's funny.
It's up to you. Do you want to wait?
It's up to you. If you guys want to do your thing, it's up to you. Okay.
And it's up to you, Ruin.
Dr. Ruin is waiting for Ruin.
Is everyone inside the dome, I take it then?
Yeah.
Before all this happens, Barry will have made a pizza for everyone and make the oven and kind of like distribute the slices for everyone to try it out because he only eats pizza pretty much.
Make Barry, make a performance check. This is going to be your cooking skills.
Right.
Performance for cooking, really?
Hey, cooking is an art, man.
I guess I'll do it at advantage because it's something I do all the time. If that's okay with you, DM.
No, it'll be straight roll. The weather's very cold.
Okay.
Isn't that how lasers and feelings work? This is D&D.
It's okay.
I mean, it's burnt. It's burnt. You're not used to cooking in this cold temperature, so you heat it up too much. It's kind of burnt from the bottom. The top looks okay, but there is a crunch when you guys bite into it.
Chocolatey.
A bit crunchy.
Yeah, it's much
But
better.
still flavorful.
It's much better when it's not burned, but this weather is not what I'm used to cooking on, even though I'm on the forest all the time, but sorry for that. It's the pineapple what it matters. It's really good, isn't it?
Cisco, you absolute bastard. Andy is fuming at this. Bruce is fine. He's just tucking into this. Andy is furious. Pineapple on a pizza.
Bruce,
Shame
I
on
just hear the voice.
Bruce's voice changes. Oh, excuse me. This is lovely.
Oh, I'm glad you enjoy it. And you will see that he's not the bonsai. Obviously, is not eating anything, but he's eating us.
Bruce, what did you say happens if I look at this thing?
Actually, I was actually wanting to use it with you all here. Have you already looked? Have you looked at it before?
I'm doing everything in my power not to look at it.
I would not recommend it.
Right. Well, when Bruce looked at it, he saw. I think it was a vision of his darkest fear of how he might die. It's rather grisly. So if you want to see your worst version of you dying, take a look in its eyes. But I don't think it's definitely going to happen.
I am fine with that remaining a surprise.
You know, I can magically figure it out. By the way, if anyone wants me to.
It's
yeah.
I was actually informed by one of the members of Aki's caravan about what its properties are. When someone looks at it for the first time, you'll get they describe it as a probable version of their death based on their darkest fears.
That's all terrifying, my friend.
But it has some other useful tricks too. I was hoping to use it with you all here. As a full disclosure, actually, I'll tell you later. You do your thing, everybody.
Well, I'm done with the. Oh, take it back. Good grief.
Oh, thank you. Right, do your thing.
Balls in your court, Alec.
Sorry, my mic was muted.
Your
I almost said
balls
the
are
ball.
muted?
No, he said the ball, and it forked me up.
thought
If
his
everyone's
balls
in the
are
dome,
muted.
I'll wait till there's a more private moment later.
Okay. Fair enough.
Oh, okay. Well, if you want to do that, then Bruce does want to use this to try and get some kind of vision, an augury, or a divination, because he's been told what it can do concerning our conflict with upcoming fight with the Bahir.
Ooh.
And you say, well, gather round, everybody. I want to try something. Something to do with
Okay.
this hunt we're going on tomorrow. Now, from what I've been told, if someone is to look at this creature, you could, it might depend on what happened, you could get an augury, or you may get a divination, or you might get something called commune. I don't really know what these do. I'm assuming it'll happen automatically. I'm happy to look at it first.
I've heard of the last one.
I've used the last one.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's
And-
once per day, though, independently who does it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And I know one day I can divine, but not yet.
Actually, I'm curious. Bruce looked at this creature, but I have not. I might get something rather awful to look at.
Right.
So if I seem a bit perturbed, it's because of that.
When you ask for us to gather around, is there something we can do to assist? Is this a team effort?
I don't believe so. I just wanted you all to be aware. We may get some potentially questions. I don't really know what these effects do. I do not really know what an augury or divination is. So I just hope you all be around for this. A team effort, so to speak. Full disclosure, if it doesn't work, we may all go blind for a minute. And then Bruce will look at the head.
Right.
Wow, man.
After announcing, we may all go blind.
Great.
As you look at the head, you begin peering into the white eyes that you feel they move for a moment before you begin to visions. And as you do, you begin to see Bruce standing over you
Oh my.
as you lay there dead.
Oh.
I'm just gonna grab the head. Enough of that.
No. Hold on, no. It's just a probable vision, and what I've seen cannot physically happen. I'm sure it's just metaphorical. Please, Harold, let me continue. You can tell Bruce looks very perturbed by what he's seen, but he is determined. He doesn't want to let this go.
Roll a d20.
Righto.
Aki's grabbing another slice of pizza before he thinks he might go blind.
We have a 3. What does that get me? So this is an augury.
Okay.
I could look up augury if you like, or do you want to?
I am looking it up now. Okay. Some other dimension. Yeah.
Oh.
You receive an
Omen
omen.
about.
Okay. Action that you plan to take within the next 30 minutes. Okay. The DM
fuck.
chooses for the omen. Will for a good result, woe for a bad result, wheel and woe for both good and bad result. Nothing for results that aren't especially good or bad. The spell doesn't take into account any possible circumstance that might change the outcome, such as casting additional spells and so on and so forth. If you cast a spell 2 or more times, well, probably can't. But yes, so in this thing, you get the result of nothing, nor good or bad omen surrounding you within the next 30 minutes.
That's a shame. I didn't realize there's only 30 minutes in the future for the augury. Oh, that was a bit. That's a bit of a waste.
Well,
Ugh.
as it is, we can at least rest with certainty that I think that'll happen in the next 30 minutes.
Well, yes.
I mean, nothing but us can pass through this dome, so I'd hope so.
And magic go through the dome. In and out.
No, the only thing... Well, technically, the only thing that can go through the dome are people I allow and air. Weirdly enough, I can't, though. Once I leave, this is gone.
Noted.
So, I have to stay here.
This is really awesome magic, man.
Yes.
I try my best.
Barry, you begin to feel comfortable around these people a little bit more, seeing their abilities being, showcased here, and the conversations that you've kind of hearing and stuff like that. They seem to be a good group, and possibly the group that you need to get rid of this behavior.
Yeah, I will say once more.
I feel really comfortable here. You guys are really awesome, very smacking dudes. Very nice, dude, man.
Well, thank you. We try our best.
I had 2 ideas about fighting the Behir. Is now a good time to mention them, since we're in the gut.
Sure. I mean, I also have ideas I'd like to bring up.
I'd like to hear what you guys have to say.
First one's a little weird.
I also have no ideas at all. But yeah.
Okay. Bruce, I got this point from the spa. This is a very...
What? Oh, sorry. I was miles away. Sorry, could you start again?
Oil from the spa. It's it makes you hard to grab or catch or hold on to if you kind of put it on.
Right.
You do tend to be right up in the face of whatever we're fighting.
Yes, that's a good tactical decision.
So, I will hand you this thing. This is oil of slipperiness, I think it's called.
Great.
It's the run seal of magical items.
So your plan is just to apply butter?
If he scooshes out like so, yes.
I honestly can't believe it's nut butter.
The quantity in there, you have to apply on yourself. It takes 10 minutes to apply, so please keep that in mind.
You have to be really detailed about this, it seems.
Ritual casting oil.
It has
Yeah, you
it
gotta,
had
like,
instruction. Please rub this for 10 minutes or across your body.
To soak into skin.
Yeah, let it soak into the skin. Yeah.
Oil of slipperiness, 10 minutes to apply.
So,
Yes.
Aki, that was one part of your first plan, or the entirety of your first plan?
That's the first thing. And you can also, I guess, throw this at the feet of the Behir. Maybe it slips. Part 2. Since I've finished reading that book, I have been working on trying to turn something I can already do. The smoke door thing I can do and dotting around. I'm trying to turn this into something I can do for you. So perhaps I can send you guys places, as opposed to my kind of getting away from something. We could very quickly surround something.
I mean, if this thing's as large as they say, surrounding it may not be the best idea.
Perhaps not, but if it shoots lightning, standing in a nice group in front of it might not be either.
That's a fair point.
So, in terms of surprise, I can grab someone that's 90-ish feet away and put them somewhere else 90-ish feet away. So I can move someone 180 feet if I have to, or if you think it might get us an advantage quickly.
Perhaps
That's good to know.
I can cast a veil of shadows to silence everyone around me. That might help.
Oh, you know
For
that
an
spell?
hour. I'm a druid, man. Of course, I can do I mean, like to be very stealthy when you move, so you don't make any
What
That's very
what circle do you come under, if it's okay to ask?
I mean, we are in your circle is a dome, right?
I think he means what specialty
what circle
druid
of
are you?
druids? I know there are quite a few.
You mean like I mean, my little bonsai red wheat is he's like a fire spirit. If that's what you mean, so.
Oh, wildfires. Okay.
Yeah, I used to help a lot before to, repopulate the forest. We kind of burn it all, and then the new forest grows. So that's what I
Yes,
used
that
it
may
before. Yeah.
that may help with one of my plans actually, because I know you're specifically that circular druid has access to revivify capabilities, right? I know most other druids don't.
Let me have a look. I'm a bit smart, but yeah, I'm sure I can.
I'm pretty sure you guys do, because I know that's an issue we have. I was hoping to sort recently, but I know if you could have better access to that spell, I think it would be easier.
You mean the spell to bring people back that died?
Yeah,
I
revivify.
know that. Yeah, the one that I'm not sure.
DM, will I have a 300 worth gold diamond?
I think we discussed this. Yeah, I said yes.
I think you said one, no? It was
Okay, great. That helps with my plan.
Okay.
Is your plan to die?
No. Well, so my plan is scenarios based. And he pulls up a page that looks like it's been ripped from a book out, and just says, I was doing some reading while we were at Candlekeep. Something what I was alluding to with Ruin earlier, and I just realised my camera's frozen. Sorry about that.
It's alright.
But anyway, I've discovered a certain type of bard that I am. We have, after a certain level of time, we have access to a lot more spells. Well, bards in general do, but I think I can do it a bit sooner. And also, I think I've worked out how to, using my cards, if I somehow invoke the dead. Now that sounds worrying.
That's pretty cool, man.
It is. I've been able to do it for a few spells. Some very interesting spells. One is a clerical spell that actually may be quite dangerous that I was also thinking of using, but there's two others I can have. However, I'm not. The ritual isn't complete without certain level of conduits, and without sounding too dickish, I need some of you to be conduits.
You need us to be conduits.
For the dead?
Well, maybe. Mostly.
You need us to die?
No, I don't. I mean, I've been kind of blacking out every time I do this, so I don't really know what happens. But I haven't died yet, so I think you just either we'd all pass out for about an hour, or maybe you'd just watch me pass out. I don't honestly know, but I just know that I may have access, and I'll pull out this list I've ripped from a book, possibly one from Candlekeep. It says I may be able to revive people if I have 2 people with me for the day, or I can possibly gain a warlock spell that can weaken an enemy's strength.
When you say for the day, does the resurrection of the person last for the day? Or do you need the 2 people with you for the day?
My ability to cast a spell.
Oh. Okay, so the spirit
can,
does not stay around.
No, I can gain access to revivifying capabilities for 1 day. However, there were some other spells I was looking into. Like I have, like the warlock spell I was telling you about. I think it can weaken this creature's physical attributes. I think that could be extremely helpful, especially if they're hitting us.
I agree. If this is a large creature, it's going to be very physically based, so trying to weaken its muscle mass would go a long way.
It will certainly be hitting us.
Yeah.
That, or I can just say, screw that and go in for just trying to damage it as best as I can. There's a spell that I can, on my own, access that I think can do a decent amount of damage if I get up close and personal.
Keep in mind, you're not exactly squishy, so if you really want to get up and close personal.
I think if I'm quick in and out, hopefully, but
I can quick out you with what I mentioned before if we absolutely
maybe a good plan.
That might be okay. That's one strategy.
Hopefully, I could inflict some wounds.
Okay.
I can't do the moving of people very often. It's a lot.
That's okay, but I was just wanted your all's input really. Should I worry about weakening the thing, but hurting it, or worst case scenario?
This inflicting damage, I'm hoping it doesn't damage the interior organs that much. Personally, I'm in the camp of weakening its strength, but
it's necrotic damage, so it's probably going to.
I think if we can stack up disadvantages against this creature, so it has less chances of doing whatever it does.
Okay.
So,
do you guys know anything about this creature? If it's got any resistance to something or something like that?
Well, if it breathes lightning,
hope
I
you-
assume lightning is not going to work on it.
Oh,
I assume.
If it's big and it's fast, it's probably going to take quite some amount of physical damage. So I guess if we can stop it moving,
And I imagine if it's fat, for lacking of better terms, poison is not going to do as good against this thing.
well, we were given that book by
The Enchanter.
the Enchanter. And I'll pass the book off to Junior.
Oh, all right. This is very good. Oh, thank
The
you.
only thing is, if we try to restrict its movements, I can do a sort of ensnaring to try to hold it, but if it's a massive creature, that's going to be easier said than done.
that's just you versus it, right?
Well, vines versus it.
If we dig a pitfall trap or something, I can also shatter my weapon, and as long as it stays within that area, I can cut him up pretty bad.
We're going to have to dig a pretty big pit, from what I've heard about this thing's size.
Well, maybe if we dig a more deeper but narrow pit, it'll have a harder time getting out.
It'll have a harder time getting in.
Could we draw it out and then use the oil from the other barrel to circle it in? Would it be willing to run through fire, or would it be afraid of this so we could restrict its movement?
I imagine, my idea was to use less the fire and more the smoke, and Barry, if you don't mind me borrowing a little bit of your stuff to try to burn that too, rather than it gets infuriated, moves out of its hiding place, and then the pit trap could work. Is just the digging. We have to assume that we could dig near where it is enough, and that it won't notice and just prowl while we're in the middle of it.
Well, what if we lure it to our pit?
It's not going to want to go too far out of its home, so unless it's really close to its home...
But we don't know what the creature does yet, right? Like, does it
No.
even leave his home?
Yeah, we don't know if it
has to-
wouldn't.
it
We
has
don't
to
know if it
eat.
would not leave its home.
It has to eat at some point, so I assume it has to go out and find something to eat.
I mean,
Yeah,
why
but
would
I heard
creatures of
about
the wild
creatures.
you say.
Yeah, I heard about creatures that just eat one thing and then sleep for like a year. So
Yeah, I was gonna say the same.
Oh, well, then, if that's the case, that'll make it a lot easier. Me and someone else can just go in. Again, you can use your Shadows spell, and I'll piss it off. Hopefully run with Zephyr, and then pit.
I personally don't like that idea too much. Why not like make a lure so it comes out willingly and it doesn't know about us yet, so we have the element of surprise.
We could use Aki and he could away like he says.
No, I can't do that to myself. That's
but then
something
he
I'm
knows.
trying to do for you.
I have this, and I'll pull out the instrument, and we can make an illusion.
Ooh.
Can
Like,
you
do we
make
know
a
what it eats or
big-
something?
I
Like, so
imagine
we
it
can
eats
lure it
big
out that way.
creatures, so can you make a dragon out of that?
I
No, doesn't this thing hunt dragons?
Does it hunt
Does
dragons?
it say in the book?
I thought it said it in the book that we got from the enchanter that this thing used to eat dragons, or it's dragon-like.
Oh, it was. People would assume it was a blue dragon.
Yeah.
Okay. Can we leaf through the book and see if we can find what it normally would eat or attack or hates or?
The only thing that you find in the book, well, there's a couple of things. First thing, you know that a normal size of a behar comes to about 12 to 15 feet long. So consider it as like a huge creature in outside of game context. In terms of what it eats, the history behind that, it says that those that it generally stays within caves. And those that have delved into the caves and have not returned and those who have survived have seen their companions eaten whole. So that's it. That's the kind of the aspects that you kind of get from it.
It would appear it's not picky.
That oil might be quite useful then. You said about luring it out of its cave. Well, smoke it out with a flaming barrel. I'll stand outside the cave, shouting and screaming, and
I prefer to like I said, the elemental surprise. If he is angry by fire, he might be prepared to attack. But if he sees a wounded animal that he could easily kill, then he might not suspect 6 people jumping on him.
I could make one of us smell like food, and I'll cast prestidigitation on an herald to make him smell like smoked meats.
Really?
Exactly. This sounds like way safer to me without.
You say as you cover me in the smell of what it wants to eat.
Yeah, we could actually cast this on a rock near the illusion that Ziggy can make.
Okay.
Can anybody move or manipulate air so we can push the smell down the cave?
I could prepare something like that if we're gonna use it. I can do maybe a gust of wind or something like that.
Exactly.
I did just remember my the instrument. I'd have to be quite close, about 15 feet to walk close to the illusion. So I may be seen.
Not if I cast darkness outside of its hole. Someone else would just have to make the smell of meats.
I can't make that smell.
Also, now looking at it, the magical effect will not have sound.
I mean, we're assuming we don't know where the creature's gonna be. Maybe it's not gonna be on his lair, and then all this planning is for nothing. I think we should just sleep. And as I said, when we get close,
Yeah,
the situation, maybe we plan. But
overthinking this is kind of hurting my head too.
Yeah, we scout first, then we make plan, then we execute.
If Barry, if you've got that spell, that'll make it easier for us to sneak around. Put that on me. I feel pretty confident I can get in and out.
All right.
Yes, and if
planning has never been our thing, anyways.
No, it hasn't. I don't even know why we're trying it. But if you, Barry, get Revivify, that saves me to get other spells to help damage it.
Sorry, I will promise. I will revivify any of you who goes down.
Speaking of that spell, Junior, I have a question.
Yeah, of course. Anything you want, my man.
Ziggy, can I borrow your scrolls? I'm not going to use any of them, I promise.
Okay, sure. I'll hand him my scrolls.
I'm going to point at the Greater Restoration Scroll. Can you cast this one?
Oh no, my man, that's way below above my level, man. I'm sorry. I will do in a future, but I cannot do it yet.
I guess that spell's a much bigger ass than we thought, but let's get some sleep, or in my case, meditation. We got the barrels, we got something that resembles a plan. As we get to its location, we'll figure it out from there. If it's out and about, that makes it easier on us. We just have to cut off its escape.
I could skyride. This is pretty good. I could call, come out, you stupid monster, and put it on the sky so maybe he sees and then he come out.
I mean, this thing doesn't talk. What makes you think it can read?
Oh, that's a very good point.
Yeah,
Also, that may cause a different creature to come after us.
that is also a good point.
But it looks cool, my man. It trust me, it looks super cool, especially on the evening when when the sky is kind of like a strawberry pink.
I mean, maybe show us as a party trick if we all make it out, but maybe not now.
Agreed. Let's just get some sleep.
Yeah, let's all
Good.
go to
So,
sleep, and then could I?
Ruin, really quickly, if I could just have a second of your time before we get to bed.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, in private,
Uh,
if there's much privacy.
Sure. Let's step outside the dome.
Okay.
Immediately the
And
wind hits you and it's freezing cold.
Yeah, it won't be long. I just wanted to get this out of the way. I already told Bruce about this, but you know this curse that both you and I have been kind of under?
Yeah, I was actually meaning to talk to someone else about this.
Yeah. The thing is, you pretty much got rid of it right away, so I'm not sure exactly. How do you feel?
I'm still me. I'm still Ruin.
Well,
But I only got rid of the curse because maybe this is some sort of retribution. Why are you asking all this?
I've been keeping track of how many days, and it's been weeks, but as the days go on, I've never been the aesthetic type, especially with this beard, and, I was just gonna possibly ask you a favor. I already asked Bruce about this, but I don't feel like quite myself. Even though I am myself, which is weird, but in this scenario where if what I think is about to happen will happen, which is I become what I fear most, and I can't fix this, I may need you to stop me.
Sure, we stop each other from doing stupid things all the time.
I don't think you get what I mean. In a more permanent way.
Hold on, Harold. Now, we still have that scroll. It's
Ruin.
Ziggy's scroll, but
We call it a curse, but I don't know what this is. I've kept trying to look in the ethereal plane to see if I could find it, and I need to create some sort of gravity circle or something, but I'm on a limited time frame, and I could be paranoid, it could be nothing, but I kind of just need that extra assurance just in case if I'm too far gone, because I don't know if it's just appearances at this point.
okay, but Harold, from what we do know, I'm still me, much smaller. Your soul will still stay the same. You will always still be Harold.
Ruin.
Just because you look.
Your greatest fear is being smaller, from what I can gather. Mine is much different than that. There's people out there that are worse than how you claim to have been in your past time. I've seen it firsthand many times. I would rather die than ever become one of those people.
Harold. I don't want to kill you. I don't want to see any of you get hurt like that.
There's still a bit of time, but if it goes how I think it'll go and I'm not me, then you won't have to think of it as killing me. Just think of it as killing a red wizard who takes nothing but pleasure in subjugating everyone else different from them. They're sociopaths.
What if...
I'm gonna try my best until the 90 days are up.
How about... I've heard of others doing this. I've never done it myself, but let's make a promise. Okay? If what you're saying is true, I'll promise to stop you without having to kill you. If you do turn. But if we can't stop you, then we'll both die. I know that's not what you want, but maybe this is the best thing I can offer.
Well, I guess it's better than me going on and destroying everyone else. I'm sorry that I had to bring this up to you, but again, I kind of made it easier for us both to get the treatment for such a dumb reason of trying to see if it was possible and trying to expose the hags.
It wasn't dumb, Harold. It was great. That day that I spent being something I wasn't, being something I wish I could have been, it was more than I could have asked for. I just want to feel like I'm whole again, and that's the closest I've been. So I'm telling you, don't think about this every day. It's going to kill you just thinking about it. What if... Let's just go kill that Behir tomorrow. We'll still be us. And then if last-ditch effort, we'll try the scroll on you tomorrow. With Ziggy's permission, of course.
I'll try to use up the full 90 days. I'm not gonna waste an important resource. I'm just saying if that passes and I've been keeping track, then Bruce kind of agreed, I say loosely, with the idea of trying to stop me before it goes too far, but I'll have to accept that for now. I appreciate it, Ruin. Feels weird. My dad lived 5 times longer than I currently lived, and he's been so calm about the whole thing. My mom about 3 times, and I'm barely an adult, and here I am being faced with the possibility of my own mortality. That's a lot harder to fix.
Dying is natural. Don't be scared of that. But you're not gonna die, Harold. We'll figure this out together. You don't have to be scared. You have all of us.
Take your word for it, and again, thanks. Yeah, that's all I had, really. You have a good night, Ruin. I'll accept that compromise.
Okay. If you do kill yourself, don't use my dagger.
Is there a special reason, or is it just a...
I don't want my friend's blood on my weapons.
Okay. That's a good, fair ask. Okay.
I'm gonna go in there and we're gonna pretend like nothing happened.
Yeah, I'll talk to the others at some point on my own, but glad to have gotten this conversation off.
Makes one of us. I'm gonna walk inside the dome.
Yeah, I'll walk inside too. Okay.
Alright. As you all begin to take the night to rest, Ruin, when you sit there and begin closing your eyes, you begin to see the collar on your neck shine for a moment, and you feel the punishment that was bestowed upon you lifted away. You no longer have the -3 on Arcana anymore. It has been returned back to you. You don't know why. Maybe for your sacrifice of helping a friend, or for other reasons. But the penalty has been removed. And as you all take the night to rest, Yagu, it's particularly very difficult for you to rest. As the discussion of how to defeat the Beheer, the words weakness, trapping, the words that just begin echoing to your head, almost as if someone else is saying the same thing to you. And as you do, you find yourself confused and then angry, and you don't know why. But when you open your eyes, it's morning already. Everyone else is just jittering away, but you are profusely sweating, if a turtle could sweat. And
That's a Google for later.
Yeah. And as you do, you look down and you find yourself, your hands kind of dug deep into the earth, as if you've just the hard earth underneath you, you've dug deep into it. Your nails have kind of gorged into it. Something is kind of frustrating you and making you angry. But yeah, you wake up, and you all do wake up as well the next morning. The sun shining through the white clouds and the mist that kind of falls upon this place. You can see the cold through the transparent dome outside. And you are ready to continue on to the journey. Let me just put this on.
And while we're walking, I'm just gonna go up to, taking a deep breath, feeling a bit more relieved. He'll just go up to Aki. Hey, Aki, you got a second?
Yeah. You have anything to eat?
I got some rations that you can have. Other than that, not really.
Nah. Never mind.
Yeah, it's not much. You could ask Yagu for one of his cupcakes.
Oh, I think perhaps that's not the
They're
great
pretty good.
idea.
They got a little bit of like it starts off bland, but then it's got a nice aftertaste. But,
I may do that then. I'm getting low on my fun stuff.
I have a little bit of pocket pizza if you want here.
Oh,
pocket pizza, yes, all day.
2 slices.
Thank you.
From yesterday, still okay.
Anyway, Aki, I kind of had this conversation with Bruce and Ruin, but I assume that you could see how I'm kind of different with the beard, yes, and the stature.
Yes, I like it.
Thanks. I wish I can keep it. It's something that's impossible for my kind. Not like the Fey elves, which you've met, who gave you the thimble. They can do it. You know, it's that damn Fey magic, as my folks used to say. But, this is gonna be awkward, but there are times when I don't really feel like myself, if you know what I mean. I never used to care about this kind of aesthetic. I was the type which I've gotten used to getting dirty and all that, but I guess what I'm trying to say is there is another effect in which was mentioned. If I've been keeping track of the 3 months, the 90 days, if that passes, you turn into something you fear, and I have a feeling it's something of the same effect if you renounce the curse, which is why I haven't really done it, but I might need you to, if I can't stop it, make sure that I can't hurt anyone else if I do transform into what I fear.
You're afraid of what you might become.
Terrified, actually.
Living some drift. I understand the request, my friend.
Do you?
Yes. While I do not believe it will come to that, I promise I will not allow you to harm anyone else. That does not mean ending your life. That does not mean harming you. But I can prevent you from causing injury.
I guess that'll do. It's just those red wizards, they're not exactly the I'm just gonna be solitary types. Ever.
In situations like this, we're not so different, you and I.
Really? You have something that's gonna kill you, for quotes, in like a couple months, possibly.
I have this. And Aki will pull out the Chaos Shifter.
Oh, and he'll pull out his wristband. It looks very similar to this in a way. This one I got from my mentor, Dr. Gret. He took care of me for a while.
Does that mean you understand what this is? You understand how this works?
Not necessarily. I mean, mine's for finding. That doesn't quite have the same kind of scanner. I'm gonna take a wild shot in the dark and say it's for going rather than finding and searching.
That is how it was explained to me. You have heard the story of the volcano. And obviously there are one or two other small things that are cropping up, which I don't understand.
You mentioned
so in case I ever became a danger, this should send me elsewhere. Nobody seems to be able to tell me where, or even if it would be on this plane. But I would be thrown as far from the people I don't want to harm most as possible.
That does sound like a really good countermeasure.
I am not thrilled about the prospect of being alone anywhere else, completely alone, which is the caveat it came with. I would be so far from anybody I could hurt that I would be completely on my own.
Well, there's always a door somewhere, as Dr. Gray used to say.
I like that idea. That's not so far from what the Traveler says. Please don't mention this thing to the others. If the time comes I need to use it, it would have to be quickly, and I don't have the time for a debate.
That sounds fair. Although, if I ever find Dr. Gret again, maybe I can ask him about it. That does look like something he would certainly make.
So what you are afraid of becoming?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a real thing? Are they are in the world somewhere?
Far, far east. To the lands of Tay. Or Thay. Honestly, I don't really give a crap how to pronounce it. They are a group of individuals who came into power through some sick means and fought about themselves until they realized, hey, wouldn't it be fun to subjugate something else and flaunt our power, and no matter what the consequence may be, and on top of that, permanently destroy. So no, a bunch of sociopaths who were given power and do not care about anything else but themselves and can't be trusted. End of story.
I can see why you do not want to become such a person. But if they are in the world somewhere, and I will prevent you from causing harm to any of us, certainly, or anybody else, then before our time together ends, and with you as yourself, I'll stand beside you and we throw fire at these Rasulish. When we're in a caravan, you were in it together.
Don't know what that word means, but I'll take it. Thank you. And okay, 3 explained. 2 more to go. Okay.
We all have our troubles.
And then Errol noticing the blade. I've never seen you use that, actually.
I am not so good with it.
Oh, well. I've used some swords in my time. I could, if you ever need any extra help practicing or learning.
Sounds good.
First tip.
Bryn has helped me before.
Ooh.
And it would be good for the lessons to continue.
First tip. Every weapon that ever exists is just a stick with extra steps.
And Aki will look at the quarterstaff. Yeah. Is this a stick?
Yep.
It's in the same way.
Very big, thick stick. A sword, a metal sharpened stick. A spear, a stick with a pointy metal bit at the end. You know, they're all just sticks that have been modified and respected, which is the key part of using it.
Well,
Respect the stick.
I find I'm more open to learning than I was as a younger man. So I would enjoy a lesson one day. I know Bruce has helped before as well. Perhaps we can all participate in something fun.
I agree. Well, I'll leave you to driving this thing then.
All right. As you guys carry on to the path, it takes less than a day before you begin to see traffic. You begin to see other carts moving kind of the same direction. Obviously, you guys being more swifter, you go past each of them very quickly, but from all directions, they begin to start converging towards what you can, after you see in the distance, is a huge city, probably 3 or 4 times bigger than Baldur's Gate itself. What you see is an ancient city at the base of a lonely mountain top, set next to the sea. There are 2 small islands sit in front of the well-protected harbor. The city, from this distance, is you can see there's a lot of division into like roads and streets and wards. Although there aren't many physical divisions around, there's just like houses and buildings structured everywhere. And as you begin moving towards it, you begin to see city guards inspecting people and getting people to come in and out, talking to people that are coming in. The gates are open, and as you begin entering into the city, you see the big sign saying Waterdeep, or welcome to Waterdeep. In here, you immediately are struck by the bustling city of people walking in front of you. Your space that you would generally go in comes to a almost halt as there's traffic, as people are walking at this kind of busy time at the moment. You begin to see street signs everywhere, pointing towards different districts, different wards, different directions, and it almost feels like you could possibly get lost. But you see your friend Barry kind of giving you directions, Aki, to follow through to help you get to pass through the city as well. As you guys,
this way.
Yeah, you hear people, watch where you're going, move that horse, all this sort of. You begin to see people fighting. You see kids running past. You see city watchers chasing after people that are stopping people on the side who are trying to thieve. It's everything happening at once. People trying to sell you food. But there is something that happens while you're going through kind of the main district of the city here. All of a sudden, you begin to see something come into the middle of the street, and people just moving out the way. There is this. First, you mistakenly think that it's some sort of leonin, like a creature of a leonin. However, its hands are twisted the other way around as it begins kind of running towards you as it looks behind. As it looks behind, you see 4 or 5 humanoid creatures flying in the air, holding some sort of kind of staff, black staff, wearing robes. And as he looks worried, and all of a sudden you see him as he's running, he begins to shift and turn invisible. And then you knew he was coming close to you. You feel your cart buckle as you hear the footsteps of this whatever this thing jump over your cart. All of a sudden you see one of the creatures in the air pull out a spell book, and as he does, you see them touch their face. Their eyes begin to glow, and they point towards kind of your direction. You see all 4 or 5 of them begin shifting towards there, fly past you as they turn another corner and disappear out of sight.
What the devil was that? Aki, did you recognize that creature?
Oh, I thought we were here for 5 minutes and they wanted us out already.
Was that real, man?
Yeah, that happened.
Oh, okay.
It's just a thief, guys.
Oh, that was no ordinary thief.
Anyone can make a, I guess, an Arcana check or a history check.
Mo, Aki and Bruce met one of these creatures on that train way back when.
Then you two would probably know exactly what this creature is.
No idea.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
So
Ruud, Maz, Aki, and Bruce, you know that this creature is known as a Rakshasa. It is a fiend creature, and probably whoever they were running away, Barry would know that these are, you know that these are wizards of the Force Grey of the city.
Yeah, these are wizards for Force Grey. They work for Baja Blackstaff from the Blackstaff Tower. I know that. But that tiger looks so angry.
Maybe it's best we move on. Monocles, is our elk friend with us?
now that we're in the city, are we just passing through?
Actually, I wanted to see if I could get some potions for us. Maybe there might be someone who could give us something to fix me an herald.
I doubt we have the funds to pay for such a thing.
I have some money I made back in that village.
I am thinking. Yeah, I am thinking of maybe getting rid of the wand as well. I'll say this to everyone. I know Aki gave it to me. However, it's caused a bit of damage, and I don't think I can be trusted with it.
That's why I gave it to you. I couldn't be trusted with it.
Shit.
And I need to get my
take it.
Can any of us be trusted?
Yes. I think as a group we are quite trustworthy. This is just a very difficult thing to wield well.
Wait, flick the wand at me real quick. I just want to see what happens.
Don't. Yeah.
This is a terrible idea.
Maz, if you don't want the wand, why don't you ask? Why don't you see if anyone in our party still wants it? Yagu, did you say you wanted to?
If anyone.
If you're just gonna sell it, I think we rather could keep it because.
I mean,
that thing has ruined us more than it's helped.
I mean, it's no one's gotten a good result, but I'm willing to help you try.
Well, I'm a bit more lucky than average person, so I will take it.
Oh well, thanks.
That is true.
And I'll just kind of with less enthusiasm than what was before, I'll pass it to him.
Okay. If you have an attunement sword, you can attune to it.
Yeah, well, the next short rest, I will attune to it.
Yeah.
Just
Bruce,
make sure you keep your coins safe here in this town. It's very easy to get your money stolen.
Jokes on them. I have no money.
Bruce, could I see that head later?
Well, have a look at it now if you wish. But yes, of course.
Great. I don't want to. Not in this town. Like Junior just said there. Someone could steal it.
No, we can't use it again till dusk today. So hopefully I won't be seeing any more visions of my untimely end.
Junior, how far away are we from finding this Behir.
We're still a few days away. We should just go there. I mean, this town is very beautiful, and Waterdeep is the most important city in the Soul Coast, pretty much. You can find anything you want here, but we are here to kill a monster, you know. And why are you carrying your grandma's head here? This is really freaky. I mean, I don't have any judgments, but this is
He
a bit
feels
much.
very close to his grandma.
Oh, I'm sorry for your loss.
Beg your pardon.
I mean, obviously it's not your grandma. She's kind of not green, so it must be maybe one of you, no? Like, is it your ghost chat dude? Is it your grandma, maybe?
I feel like I'm being talked over my head here.
I'm not really sure I understand it.
Did you not see what we did with it in the dome last night?
I think you might have hit the pipe too many times.
I was asleep already, I think.
Well, tell you what, we can always have another go tonight. All right.
Is there any unoccupied space in the wagon that we're pulling? Is there anywhere that somebody isn't sitting?
There's 7 of you, so 1, 2, 4 seats inside. Nope. And then 1 person on top. So yeah, nope. It's all occupied at the moment.
Could everybody who's sitting back there put their arms out and do that for me, please? You'll thank me. You will thank me later.
Okay.
Okay.
Does anybody hit anything they did not expect to?
Oh, I've got plenty of room.
Right. Then the invisible thing. Then the invisible thing is not in our wagon, and we cannot be blamed for it, like I have been previously.
I'm just on top, still doing the thing.
Okay.
The Macarena on top.
some other moves, I guess.
Alright.
Maz, just so you know, little boy, if you ever wish to have your mirror back, I'm only using it in the evening to try and send a message, so you have the whole day to catch me and say, oh, you want to send a message. Just so you know.
No, it is fine. I mean, it's more than happy to share it out. You know, I'm still not wary with mirrors. This is kind of the only one I like, but still.
Just so both monsters go, no, Bruce will still, in the evening before turning in for the night, he will try and send a message, just see if he gets through at any point. That's just something he's going to be continuing trying to do. You just let me know if and when it's ever successful.
Okie dokie. We will do. Sorry. Okay. Alright. As you begin to leave Waterdeep and from the now the kind of northwestern exit, you come back to another trade road, and you begin following it. And in the distance, you can see these humongous mountains. Barry, you would know that these are known as Sword Mountains. And on the left side, you begin to see the kind of the coastal area where there is a cliff's edge. You see little kind of little islands and stone protrusions that kind of scatter this area as you begin moving in towards this. However, as you begin getting closer towards this mountain, the route begins to kind of shrink a little bit. And it's kind of almost only about 100 feet wide. There is there looks like rocks from above tend to get loose, roll down, and kind of land in the road in the way. So you have to maneuver around these sometimes large rocks. But as you kind of continue getting there, it's almost like mid-afternoon. And Barry, you begin to realize you're pretty close to the location to where you last saw the Behir itself.
Guys, I mean, when you DM, just out of character question, pretty close will be like an hour, less than an hour, minutes, just to for spellcasting purposes.
If that's the case, can I just kind of retroactively say, in the morning we woke up today, I would have grabbed someone to get the Ray of Enfeeblement spell for the hour?
Of course, yeah, I take that.
Okay, so I will have taken one of you and done the spirit session
All right.
in the morning.
Ray of enfeeblement. I'll make the note. Okay. I'll say you have enough time to do any preparations, knowing that you're getting close to this location now. So
I'll
retrospectively.
go
In
ahead.
that case, we'll do it eventually.
I'll just cast Pass Without a Trace on us, and I will. As I do that, I get like a little bit of burn leaf, mistletoe, and a spring of some kind of vegetable, and I kind of throw them into the air, and then these shadows start to radiate from me, and I'll tell everyone that
Just stay within 30 feet of me, and then we will be magically protected. And then the creature will find it harder to track us in case he spots us before we spot it.
This
Gotcha.
is a good idea. Aki will look into his mirror and try and give himself some words of encouragement. And he's going to cast the enhanceability part of what this thing can do for Cat's Grace, so advantage on Dex checks.
Fair enough.
And Harold is going to pull out of the bag of holding into his backpack what you notice is a hunting trap. What's called on D&D a hunting trap. But it's kind of like a bear trap.
Okay. Any other preparations before we move?
When is a good time for me to apply the oil of slipperiness?
Probably now. It lasts for 8 hours.
Probably now,
after.
yeah.
All right, Bruce will start applying that.
This feels like the WoW raid where we're putting on all our buffs.
Bruce is now shirtless to make this work.
I will roll a spirit tail with my bonus. Oh, 8. That's a good one. I know that's a good one. I think.
Oh, you know what? Can I look at the head one more time to see if I can get something to help us if we're going the right track with this?
Oh yeah, I'll take that in. Roll a d20. You look into the eye. You don't see any of this vision that comes through, but you get the feeling that it is about to bestow something upon you all.
So fair warning: if we go blind, just wait for a moment, just 1 minute, and then we should be fine.
Okay.
3 again.
Same.
Okay. Okay. Let me just get back that augury spell and give you a bit more information. Where is it? Reopen close tab. There we go.
Yeah, with all these preparations we've been taking, and Bruce will also say, like, once it appears, we must spread out. I'll charge. Everyone else, spread out.
Okay.
Understood.
While everyone's doing that, I will just say to everyone this is, because I don't know who I'm going to use on. It's probably going to be Bruce, but I'll say, if any of you see me throw a card at you, make sure you hit that thing as quickly as possible. It'll all make sense.
Jolly good.
I'm just gonna look down at my shadow and be like, should I go ahead and pull him out, Junior? Do you think we're close enough?
I think so as well, actually.
Officially out of character, I'm gonna summon my wild spirit more. I know we said for
How long does
flavor
it
it's
last?
okay, but 1 hour.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
He will, as I do that, he will look a bit chunkier and bigger, even though it's the same thing. It's you see that the bonsai kind of hulks up and grows bigger.
Yeah, and I'm gonna take out my Beholder's Tiered Gem, and I'm gonna press it to my forehead, then touch it to my shadow, and Shade will come out of the ground, and he will be filled with.
Before we go any further, who has the barrels of oil? Or
As
one
you
barrel.
He'll be filled with despair.
Okay.
You did.
As you hold the head above, close to you, and you look into the eyes, you immediately feel a bad omen. Something is close by, and this omen that you feel is death. Someone around you. There is this omen of death. You don't know if it's the whole party or if it's this individual. But as you continue moving closer and closer, I need you all to give me a stealth check.
Gotcha.
It has.
Plus 10, right?
Yeah, it's plus
But I
10.
miss being gray.
Yeah.
Damn it! I got.
You said plus 10, so 26 for he.
28.
26 as well.
Ooh.
8.
17 for Barry.
I almost had a nat 20.
You don't want
I'll
to waste
be-
a nat 20 yet.
20 for Aki.
Why did you roll with
So-
advantage, Ross?
Yeah.
Because that's what I just did for enhanced ability. I've got advantage
Oh.
on dexterity checks.
Got you.
Is that Fox Cunning? I can never remember.
Cat's Grace.
Cat's
great.
great. Yeah, that's it. That's
I
it.
do this and use battle.
Okay. As you begin moving along, you leave your carriage behind and you begin moving forward. I'm assuming so. Are you guys bringing the carriage with you? Because that's going to make a shit ton of noise.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
All right.
No.
So as you kind of leave the horses there, you begin moving forward. You begin using the large rocks around you to kind of move closer and closer until... Who has the highest passive perception?
16.
3 of us have 16, I believe. So.
Okay, so
I
whoever
think I will
has...
have quite a big
16.
one.
Yeah.
16 for me.
15 for me. 18 for me.
Okay, so everyone that got above 15 will begin to see this large rock and a large tail that seems to kind of be moving left and right. And then you begin to hear the sound of something being consumed, just bones being crushed, and there's this kind of energy, just this spark of energy, a light flare behind this kind of rock, which is behind which you are within kind of this kind of misty veil around you. There you hear the screech of some creature, perhaps humanoid, before it goes quiet. But there, behind this rock, you cannot doubt it, because as it begins to kind of move a little bit, you begin to see the figuration of its multiple legs and its kind of long, elongated body, and its mouth, which is kind of conjuring with electricity currently, kind of just consuming and swallowing something in its mouth. And something else is that the book was wrong, or this creature is bigger than you ever imagined, a lot bigger. This one is about 20 feet in size, a huge body.
Oh my God. This is
However,
the mother.
it has not noticed you. So, this is a surprise round.
Break.
Yeah,
Sorry.
we'll go. Yeah, no, that is true. We'll go and break. We'll go and break now. But this is a surprise now, and he hasn't noticed you. When we do come back from break,
Tense.
we will kind of see where we kind of go from there. So,
So tense.
yep. All right. We'll be back in shortly. We won't take too long, and we'll get to see what happens after the break. Well, see you in a bit.
See you in a bit.
See you in a bit.
Hello, and we are back. Thank you for waiting for us. Let's jump straight back in. So, guys, you guys all have a surprise round for this creature. What would you all like to do? We'll just kind of go into like an initiative order of kind of what you guys want to do. So, Aki, is there anything you want to pre-plan or attempt right now, or hold or something?
Maz goes before I do.
Where's Maz? Is Maz not in the
I think he
initiative
got
order?
a 22.
He's not in
Yeah.
the initiative order. What madness is that? Where is he? He's not even on the page. Oh my
I
god.
don't see turn order yet.
Yeah, he's right above where your roll was, Mo.
Ziggy goes first. No, the thing is, I don't think I put his token down. Apologies.
It's fine.
We thought he wasn't gonna be there. That's why.
It's fine. I'm a
yeah,
middle
yeah.
child. I'm used to being forgotten. Oh,
Um,
that's actually not true. I'm actually kind of a favorite.
so
You're
on
our
a
favorite.
Curious note, are you guys also still at the map, at the world map?
Yeah,
I am.
yeah.
Okay.
You guys all
Just
see that
wanted
right
to
now.
be
I'll change it in a second. All right, Maz. What would you like to do?
I think I'm gonna turn to Aki and quietly as possible say, hit him hard. I'm gonna make sure I help, and I'll throw the ghost card towards you, and you start to turn invisible. And
I will remain.
that's
I will remain invisible until I do something.
until you hit it, or until you end your next turn.
Actually,
Okay.
before we continue, I will show you guys the map because this will allow you guys to kind of take an opportunity to kind of move as well. So
That sounds good.
this will be better for you guys. So, just changing you guys onto the map now. This map is brought to you by Dice Grimorium. Thanks to George.
Ooh.
Please go and check out his maps. Become a patron. This is pretty amazing maps that they have created. All right, so guys, you guys are at the bottom. If you had rolled for initiative straight away, you guys would have kind of started in that area and kind of moved around. However, this is an opportunity for you guys to kind of move as well. So, Maz, you've given the card. Is there anywhere else you want to move to? You see the bear just ahead of you.
Yeah. Okay. So I know this is a big rock, but how big is this rock here? That I'm marking.
Very small.
Just
you can hop over it.
Oh, okay. Are there any rocks that aren't too big, but it's like a good enough size for me to hide behind within 30 feet?
That. However, I will tell you now, if you move 30 feet, I'll have to make you another stealth check. But you can move half. You can use half your movement 15 feet in stealth, meaning you can just go quietly 15 feet.
Right. Okay. I'm not close enough to any rocks, so I think I'm gonna stay put.
Okay.
And yep.
All right.
I think that's it.
Aki, you're invisible.
I am invisible. Just to be clear, what we do now, or what we say, if it's a spell now, does it actually happen, or is it held until the beginning of the next round?
You can choose to hold it until the beginning of the next round, or you can do it now. Remember, you have an invisibility spell on you. Casting any spell will break it.
I thought this one said if I hit the creature, it would break it.
It's not a greater, so casting a spell, I imagine, will
If
break.
if you attack, it will. I probably should have done this later, shouldn't I?
Well, don't
So
worry.
if I were to cast spiritual weapon, which is not attacking it, I still become visible again.
Yes.
Yeah. In any spell, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Maybe you
That's
wanna
all.
draft map more, just it's a bit high on the screen on the stream.
So zoom out and then.
Yeah, sorry.
That's okay. No, carry on. Sorry, guys.
So I can't cast anything from here, or it's going to give me away. But then I will move over here so I have line of sight. What can I do that's not casting anything?
You can hold your action to cast a spell. That won't break your invisibility. Only after you cast it. When you release it,
Yeah.
your invisibility will break.
Okay, then I will hold an action to cast a fireball at it.
All right. Do you want to use any sorcery points to change anything to it?
I don't know what its resistances are.
Probably
So-
like
figure that out.
So I guess no.
Okay, fair enough. Aki's turn is done, moved. He's holding his action. Barry and
Yes.
Mr. Redweed.
Okay. I will. Barry will start based on what he read on the book. He's gonna assume, as Errol suggested, that the creature is somehow gonna be doing lightning damage that we know. So he will start casting energy resistance from energy on himself.
Okay.
And assuming that we're gonna get a turn, he will whisper to Redweed, attack, but don't do it yet. When we get to the right time, don't break this
Do you want to get closer?
surprise. Yeah, actually, and then we'll move. I don't think I can hold a bonus action, but I will just, because it's a command to him, I'll just have him ready so when the initiative comes, he can use it with his. And I will move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll just hold there so I get a little bit of cover, and my little one will come with me as well. Just there. Yep.
Okay,
That'll be me. Thank you.
fair enough. Wait, what was your movement? What's your full movement?
Oh, my full movement should be 30, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, 30.
So you can move in stealth 15 feet. If you move up to there, I'll need to make another stealth check.
Okay, will Barry know that?
I assume that would be like Barry's like combat abilities to know that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I will move only half then. So
Yep.
I'll stay there. Yeah, I don't wanna break this in case.
No problem. Alright, moving on.
Okay.
Errol, you're up.
Would me casting Zephyr as a bonus action break with the current stealth I have? It's a bonus action verbal component, I believe, for Zephyr Strike.
Nope, you're perfectly fine.
Okay. So I'm gonna cast Zephyr, so Errol will just say Zephyr to himself. So his total movement is 40 plus the 30. I will roll another stealth check if I have to. I want to move to this point, which is 65 feet, near this rock right here on the very left side.
Okay, is there
So I'm
fair
gonna move him.
concentration?
Let me check actually.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, it is.
Okay, just checking.
Yep. Okay, so I'm gonna move him to 65 feet, and I assume I'm gonna have to make a stealth roll.
Yes, please.
Okay. And stealth roll, come on, don't let me down, dice.
I've already rolled your nat ones. Don't worry.
You let me down, dice.
Well, while you were within the 30 feet.
Pass further of trace.
Well, Barry, the energy thing, is that concentration?
Oh, yeah, that's a good point, actually.
That's fine.
Yep.
It is.
The pass without a trace got away.
I'm assuming I'm the only one this thing sees. Hopefully.
Does anyone
in which
have an
case-
inspiration?
Oh, can I use an inspiration to reroll that?
Of course. Yeah.
I'll use an inspiration. Okay, so let's do this again. Yes.
You are a ghost.
Yeah.
And
With you see that a mist kind of goes over Errol, and then he just disappears out of sight. He just disappears into the thing,
Alright.
and you get to your position. And there is no
And,
change in the behavior of the bear.
I see the Behir, and I'm gonna keep that too in mind. I'm gonna hit with advantage. I'm gonna make a bow shot at it. So let me go to my actions, and I'm gonna be doing this. Let me check if the sharpshooter's on. Oh wait, no, hold on. That's not how you do it. Stupid P on 20. Here it is. Oh, it's not showing sharpshooter for some reason. Why aren't you showing sharpshooter? Let me. Is it? Okay, there it is. There it is. There it is. Okay, sharpshooter. And type of roll.
Are you holding your action, or are you attacking now?
Oh, I'm attacking. I'm setting up that it rolls with advantage because of Zephyr. That's why. That's what the holdup is. Sorry. So Dragonwing Longbow. He's gonna draw a fire arrow and immediately take aim at this Behir from this range.
Okay.
And he's gonna be attacking with advantage. I'm pretty sure this Behir's within range for me to actually hit it. I'm trying to get a good measure on it.
70 feet.
70 feet? Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I'll still have the advantage.
Before you shoot, I will say this. When you hit, anyone that's had their kind of turn beforehand can release their whatever held actions if they want to. So Aki, you can throw your fireball. However, the Behir will jump into initiative and then will probably just go straight for you because he hasn't noticed anyone else.
Yeah, Joey, it's
That's
going to
fine.
hit you twice.
I mean, I'm going in with that assumption anyway that this thing's gonna eventually come towards me, so I really want the advantage sharpshooter shot on it. So
Sure.
Okay, go ahead then. Roll to hit.
that is, I'm not sure what the actual roll was. Ended up being, it was a 16 to hit.
16? Well,
Yeah.
let's see if a 16 hits.
I don't think it does.
We don't know that.
It looks pretty tough.
It's a big creature, maybe we can hit it easily.
You look towards it and you release the arrow. And you hear no impact, and then you hear a as it screams loud as if it noticed this fire arrow coming towards it. It has noticed that something is close by. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, alright, I'm gonna do a regular shot this time with the fire arrow again, and I'll keep track of that. No sharpshooter on. At least it shouldn't be on. Regular, normal roll. With a fire arrow still.
Okay.
That, wow. I'm just... Nope, I'm not gonna waste an inspiration. I just miss. And in that case, I still have 5 feet of movement left. I'm gonna move behind this rock right here.
Okay.
And I'm gonna end my turn.
Alright. After you end your turn, Aki, do you want to release your fireball?
I will release my fireball,
Go ahead.
which is a dex save.
Coming right up. I will leave this to public. Deck save. Coming up.
If it succeeds, I was
come
gonna say,
on.
can I silvery barbs it?
Are you in range?
Nah, not within 60 feet. No, I don't think.
No, we're not. Did it just nat 20 its way out of this?
Yep, it
Yeah,
did.
it is.
I'm not within range. I can't.
Alright, roll damage.
It's a
Takes
horrible
out.
start. Right, so Aki's whole arm glows, and the energy radiates downwards towards his hand the way it has done before, but the tiny globule of light swirling energy coalesces above Aki's palm, and he just raises his hand flat and tries to fire it all at once. And that's a lot of dice. That would have been 23 fire damage. but
Also,
it is.
a D8 of necrotic,
And a D8 of necrotic, quite right.
and
Was it
because
D8?
Roll an 8, roll an 8, roll an 8.
6!
That's pretty
We'll
good.
take that.
So,
And-
14.
Half of 29, yeah.
Get it.
and because Aki hit, the creature is frightened, so I don't think he's going to come near us till the end of his next turn.
Well, does he
Because
have to
I
make
am
a
now
save?
visible.
Does he have to make the save for the frightening?
It doesn't say.
Okay.
Literally, it doesn't say. It just says if the creature hits and deals the damage, the
Oh, wait.
target is frightened.
Sorry, where's the thing that you put up? Let me just read
I
it.
can display it
The
again.
target becomes invisible until the end of his next turn, until it hits a creature with an attack. This was a spell. If the target creature with an attack during this invisibility, the creature does not, so it won't take any necrotic damage. And
Really?
yeah, unfortunately not.
Ah, shame.
So
Wait,
I
this
need to
mean
read this
Lucas-
back.
Does this mean Lucas misread the thing and now it won't
Yep.
work unless Aki hits it with his claws or a sword?
Yeah, that sounds about right. That tracks.
Yep.
Shit, sorry.
That does track. It's okay. So
Yeah,
that's
sorry.
still about 11 damage into it.
yeah, so it was
23 halved.
23, so 11. So how much did I do?
Yeah.
Yeah,
before?
11.
14, so I had 3 back. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Could our surprise
Sorry.
be any worse?
Did anyone else want to add
Sorry.
anything else? I think Barry, if you wanted something else to go off, or
Yeah, I just realized I'm out of range with my flame seed.
Okay, no problem. Alright, so now that the creature is a bit more, it is the creature's turn, and... Cause the fireball there. Alright, well the creature is going to do what it's going to do. You see it
Can we
beginning...
move the initiative order down so we can see who's coming up next?
Ah, yes. Let me do that.
Nice.
Better? Okay, cool. Alright. The creature will begin to move. He knew the fireball came from this direction. You see it 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Oh, this is gonna hurt, boys.
Is the map updating for anyone?
I did say don't bunch up.
It moves towards there as it kind of almost like a salamander, kind of goes towards the wall, turns its head towards you guys, and as it does,
We're still well hidden, right?
and as you guys, no, you're not. As you guys, he looks towards Aki, and as he does, you just see the electricity begin coiling into its mouth as it aims to. Well, actually, I might have been mistaken that. Let me just see if you guys are in range. Oh, well.
Can I cast shield?
I will shift him a little this way. Boop.
I can't silvery barbs this, can I?
Probably not.
Nope. Shit.
Oh.
Let me guess, if I cast
I'm
shield,
scared.
Oh,
Shade's
no.
gone.
God. Actually, I can't get Ruin or Shadow, I think. Let me double check.
Shade. Oh, please
Shade.
leave us alone. No, it's okay, just leave us alone.
Yep, I can only get the first 3 of you guys. So, I need Yagu, Aki, and Maz to give me dexterity saving throws.
Wow.
Okay.
One of them.
Aki, do you still have that advantage from that thing? From the Cat's Grace?
Dex checks. I don't think it applies here.
Nope. Okay.
Something
just,
I could do here?
So just to the people on the left corner, yeah?
Yes,
Oh,
Okay.
one second.
Three,
So-
not all of them. Just the top 3.
that's the top.
1 second, sorry.
So it was the,
My character sheet hasn't updated on roll 20, so I'm just sorting out so I have correct hit points. Dex save, did you say?
Yes, please.
Yes, sir.
17.
Ooh.
Ooh, okay. I don't know if that happened, but if it did, it happens. Maz, you're the only one that's saved, so you take half the damage on this. So, Maz, you take 25 points of lightning damage. The rest of you take 51 points of lightning damage.
Wait, Yagu's down? What?
Who is
Yep.
out already?
Ho 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 ho. Okay. And as that happens, that is the end of its turn because it can't move or go anywhere further. Bruce, you're up.
Oh wow, Yagu's done. Fucking hell.
Now-
51.
Am
Cast
I?
Cure Wounds.
I did ask, could I go into a rage?
You're in a
when it all
rage.
Started,
Yeah.
So, right. Bruce has just seen this go spectacularly badly, despite having the jump on this thing. 5, 10, 15, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Yes, fantastic. He roars, and he swings.
Swing away.
And he's going to swing recklessly, because he wants this thing to attack him and not the squishies.
Fair enough.
Right, here we go.
Uh,
25 to hit.
25. Oof.
that hits.
Nice.
That's
15.
50.
Oh no.
That hits.
1 second, so my cat nearly just knocked the glass over.
15
Yeah,
damage.
Hold on.
Do your thing.
Right, that was one. That was good. That was a good start. That was a good start. That was a pretty good start. I've managed to hit it. I'm going to try again with another swing. Where are you?
And the dragon damage works?
No, it's
I
not.
don't think so. It's
No,
not a
I-
dragon.
I
It's
know,
its own
I was-
kind of-
I was-
Oh, 20.
20! Bruce is pissed.
I was being facetious on that, but yeah.
All right, so that's 2. 17 add 11.
28,
That's
30.
28 and
28, thank you.
So 34?
34 hit points of damage. I stab the sword right into its chest,
You
twist, and yank it back out again for maximum damage.
Nice, 34. That takes a big chunk out of it, and you have got its attention. It looking right
Good.
down at you as this
And with
mighty
my-
blow. Yeah.
With my free action, I shout back to everyone else, "Spit out! Get Yagu up now!"
Okay,
And that's my
my
turn. I
lord.
can't do anything else.
All right. Ruin, you're up.
I want to get you up so bad, Mark, but like,
Up to you. How you want to do it?
if I cast a spell, Shade disappears.
Oh.
Wait, what?
If
That's
it's
not
concentration.
Do you,
Yeah, but
do you
that
have...
means you can't do another concentration spell. You can do a different spell.
Yeah,
Can I?
but there's
me.
healing word. That's not concentration.
I don't have healing word either.
I'll heal him because I was the one who fucked up first today.
Yagu's turn. He's just gonna miss a turn if you heal him.
Like,
We gotta
what,
get people up
what
to
healing
move.
do you have? You have healing spells, right?
Yeah, I have
Potion.
healing spells. I have
Okay.
healing spells. I don't have potions. We never.
We should have
Well-
from the last session, no? Didn't we buy from? Didn't you guys buy from Aki?
Bruce
Bruce
bought
did.
healing potions.
I did. I did ask
Oh.
today with 110, but everyone was like, "Nah, it's fine." So I still have all of them.
Honestly,
You can cast any healing spell you like as long as it's not another concentration spell.
Yeah, but I really wanted to do.
we really need to move before this thing's next turn. That's my logic to it, but it's up to you. However you want to do it, Alec.
All I'm
Yeah.
saying, he did one AoE. Chances that he has another AoE that can hit me are small, but still,
I assume it's a recharge thing, so
most
Hey,
likely. But
We don't
never
know. He could just do it again for all we know by how many glands he has. So we gotta move. So
Yeah,
an unusual
I know. I just give me 1 second. I'm trying to think. Because I had a whole different plan. 5, 10.
if the
Yeah, I-
DPS is worth it, then
Teamwork
do
is
it.
about.
No, it's better to get him up because I don't want him insta dying. I'm gonna walk up to Yagu and just with both my hands, I'm gonna press it onto his shell and God, I really suck at doing this kind of stuff, Yagu. And I'm gonna cast first level spell Cure Wounds.
Oh, and,
And okay, that's not bad. 10 points of healing.
Wow.
sure, thank you.
Take
Uh,
a point of inspiration as well for that, because I think it was kind of like a lucky moment rather than your character moment to do, instead of doing damage, to heal someone, and you did it. I think that deserves a point of
Yeah.
inspiration for good party play.
And I'm gonna start pushing on him. You need to get up. You need to get up now. We need to run. The sneak attack didn't work, and I'm gonna run 15, 20, 25. Can I hide behind this rock right here? Like, I'm 1 inch, so I should be able to hide pretty easily, right? Alright, like, I'm not very well seen.
We can't hear you, Mo.
Mo,
Can you hear me?
yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, he saw
Sorry.
you. He saw you kind of go there, but yeah, now you've kind of disappeared into the rocks. So
Then I'll bonus action as well. I'm gonna bonus action cast Hex Bad Luck, which is Hexblade's Curse on the Bahir.
is that concentration?
It is not.
Okay.
It's Hexblade's Curse.
Alright.
Yeah.
Then it is.
Oh.
Hexblade.
Oh, this is so stressful.
Curse.
And that's. I bonus action, I move.
Which attribute do you want to give it this disadvantage?
That's.
That's
It has
Hex.
to be Hex.
No, Hexblade.
Yeah.
That's different.
Oh, it has to be Hex.
Yeah, I
Sorry,
know.
very
It's.
confused. Okay.
And then Shade, I'm going to command him to start. I'm just gonna command Shade destroy that monster, and I want him to move forward to attack the monster.
How far can he move? You can move him anyway, by the way.
He can move 40 feet, and he's just going to very coldly walk through Yagu's body.
Yeah.
5, 10, 15. Hold on a second. 25, 30, 35, 40. Fuck.
No
20,
disadvantage
20,
of standing right
25,
beside him.
30, 35, 40.
Okay.
And he's going to use. Oh, I'm really sorry, Bruce. Oh, no, it's an action to use that. Fuck. Oh. Well, I thought, I'm gonna use. I'm just gonna use its attack action. I'm gonna use Chilling Rend, and he's just gonna take his arm and try to just hit him with a karate chop or something. Oh my god.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I'm just panicking.
No, it's fine.
It's all good. We can
1d12 plus
we
3.
can still take this thing down.
Roll to hit.
And it's 5 plus 3, so 8 damage.
You have to roll to hit.
Yeah, I did. It's 5 plus 3. Roll. I'm.
Take a deep breath, Alec. It's okay.
I know. I wasn't
Okay.
expecting this. I wasn't.
You're all good. No, it's all good. Don't worry about it.
It's my spell modifier to hit, so plus 8, so 6 plus 8. I'm assuming
14.
doesn't hit.
14.
14.
Does not hit. He tries to kind of swipe at it, but no purchase.
Yeah, that's it for him then.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a whole different game plan in my head.
Yeah. All right. Ruin's turn. Yago, you're up.
Ooh. Joku will stand up, and as he does, he will look extremely furious once he's on his feet. And when he's on his feet again, he will roar into the sky. And as he does, for a tiny split second, you see a spirit of a panda bear behind him. And as he does that, Joku would like to rage.
Oh! And Yago
I'm
rages.
so what?
What was
Very
What was the
let's
spirit of?
go.
The spirit of the bear?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, eventually, panda bear eventually.
Panda bear. Okay.
And he will rush towards the bay here. Can he step on this rock over here, or does it cost extra?
Extra 5 because it's a bit of a climb, but you can do that.
Okay, sure then. From here, he will make 2 attacks with his brand new blade of the Infernal Serpent. That's a 19 to hit.
That hits.
That will be 12 damage, and I will make it a 2nd level smite attack.
Unfortunately, while you are raging, you cannot use any
Spellcasting.
It's not a spell.
Oh, is it not a spell?
You're allowed to.
It's not a spell.
I researched it before I took this.
Fair
yes,
enough.
You're allowed to do this.
Okay,
It costs
go-
spell, but
Go
yeah.
ahead.
Ooh, that's another 5 extra damage, so that's 5 radiant, 12 slashing damage, and then 2nd attack.
5 radiant is 10.
5
Because
radiant.
it's half because of
Yeah,
the curse
because,
with
Yeah, gotcha.
Eldath.
Yeah.
Does I don't think a 16 hits.
16 does not
Yeah.
hit.
Does
Unfortunately.
not hit, fortunately. And then I can't move anymore, I believe, so Joku will stand there
Okay.
heroically.
Alright.
Oh wait, rage damage, I forgot. Plus 2.
Plus 2?
I'm new to this.
Okay.
Plus 2 extra damage from the slashing, yeah.
Got you. Alright, I have taken that down. After your turn, before your turn, Maz, you will all begin to hear sounds above you. And as you do, I need everyone to make a perception check.
Gotcha.
I hear, is that Sissy going, ooh, I don't like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
That's-
use my inspiration.
Dirty 20.
For this?
I wouldn't waste the inspiration. It'll come up.
Okay.
It's. Fuck me. I already rolled it.
Oh, you did? Okay.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Everyone apart from Ruin and Maz noticed these wicked creatures above you, humanoid, but they've got kind of feathers as wings, but they're holding rocks in their hands. And all of a sudden, they begin throwing rocks towards all of you. I need everyone to give me fate rolls, please, including the big
All
one.
right. I'm gonna call high.
Same.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi.
I
Everybody
always go
high.
high as well.
Hi. Yeah, I got
I
high.
failed it.
Hi.
I failed it.
Okay, those that failed.
Oh, I need to roll again. I got a 10.
High.
You want me to do one for my little bonsai as well?
Yes, please.
Oh,
Yeah,
one
hi
for
as well.
Shade as well.
Yes.
Oh no, I failed.
Fucking rocking it.
Hi. Fuck. Shade failed.
Okay, so whoever failed, you all take 8 points of 8 points of bludgeoning damage, as you see harpies with rocks in their claws, talons. That's it. Perfect. Thank you. Begin kind of lobbing them towards you, and there's about 12 of them in the air. And as they kind of fall and scatter towards you from that height, it hits whoever failed. So they take 8 points of damage.
Wow.
Okay.
Is that a top of the round thing every time?
That will be currently a top of the round thing before other events happen. Maz, you're up.
What's the fucking point? I'm lit. What's? Fine. I've already worked out. I'm gonna move 25 feet to this rock, because I think it'll give me some cover. And at level 2, I will cast Ray of Enfeeblement.
Okay.
I just have to hit his AC to. Wait, it says on a hit, the target deals only half damage with weapon attacks that use strength. That includes any claws or bites it uses, right? Because they are weapons that use strength. Don't give me that look, Mo.
I'm reading. Yeah, it's melee weapon attack. Yeah, cool. Yeah.
Okay, then I will cast it. And 22.
That hits.
Okay, until it makes a con save at the end of each of its turns, it will be doing half damage on all physical attacks.
Got you.
Huge.
And I don't have anything else, but actually bonus action, I will say with a bardic inspiration, say, come on, we've all got this, to Aki.
Alright.
Just, yep.
How many inspirations do you have? 3 together, right?
I have 3 left.
How many you have in total? 5?
5.
Okay.
5.
Yeah, you have 3 left. Cool. Sounds good. Alright, go ahead. Who is next? If you're done,
That would be me.
Aki, you're up.
I could say, it does not feel like we've got this. I will move back behind this rock. From here. Yeah, why not? It's going to be 3rd level Whisper Ball.
Okay.
Bruised ducks.
So the skin seems to glow white hot below his scaled hand, and you see kind of heat waves and a distortion around his hand when he raises it. And natural 20 to hit.
Oh wow, this is gonna hurt. Go ahead.
Nice.
This would have been 6d6. It's radiant.
Also,
Oh my god,
If you-
that's so many ones.
Oh,
Are you
so
what? Really?
lucky.
Oh my.
can
But
you
that's only 6d6.
can you reroll ones with some sorcery stuff?
I can. Let me see. I
Don't
can
forget, you got
reroll.
Bardic Inspiration to add damage.
Yeah, I was about to say you've also got that.
Alright. I can only reroll checks. I don't get to reroll damage.
Right, okay.
However, that was only 6d6. There's another 6d6. Do we double the dice or do we roll new ones? He says something.
Well, it's up to it's up to the player. If you want to double the dice, then you can do that, or you can roll another 66.
I think I'll roll some more because there were 3 or 4 ones amongst that. So 13
4
plus
So 30.
plus 17, so 30.
Then a D8.
30 radiant damage plus, yep. Oh, for God's sake!
Oh no, damn it.
I don't think that's
30.
I don't think that's doubled, right? It's only
Yeah. It's only...
Yeah. I
Is it all
don't know.
dice?
It's all damage dice, and technically that's not what damage
Yeah,
dice
it is.
So, yeah.
It's technically damage dice
Oh, it is.
for you. Well, he's using it to add to his damage, so I assume.
It's
I don't-
technically
I-
damage
I don't
dice.
actually know.
Yeah,
It's just a
read on
2.
that. We'll read on that later, but yeah, go on.
Okay.
You can add another die to that if you want.
I'm certainly not going to turn that down. Another 4, 5, 35 points.
Okay, 35. That's pretty good.
And he now. I'm just double checking what the effect of this now means. It means that the next attack roll against him has advantage, thanks to a mystical dim light that's now stuck to him from this attack.
Nice. Okay.
Did all attack rolls until your turn, or just the next?
No,
hit?
just
just
the
the
next.
Just the next
Damn
one.
it.
All right.
And I'm going to convert sorcery points to get a third level slot back as my bonus action, and another 5 feet here and cover with my 4 hit points.
Fair enough. All right. Barry, you're up.
All right, Barry will, seeing that what happened to everyone for being together, he will start moving. That's the first thing he will do, and he will call up his friend Redwit. 1, 2, 6. So I'll move my full movement there, and he will follow. And 6. All right, and I'll say,
All right, are you ready for me, creature?
and I will start casting. I'll just get like from my hands. You will see that fire starts to emanate, and you see these different 3 rays of fire that just like a kind of like a green red fire mixed together, and I will cast a scorching ray on it,
Roll to hit.
and I'll have advantage. So the first one I assume is advantage, right? Out of those. Okay. Let's see what it does when I do this. Okay, so it's just gonna roll. Okay. So this will be an advantage. So let me roll again. Just fishing for a crit. Come on. Alright. 1 second. Come on. Nope. Okay. So first one will be. I'll just roll them all. Okay.
Yeah.
Just make it easy. 2. Oh, nice. Fucking hell, there is on fire. Yeah?
Yep.
Fucking hell, whoa!
Wow.
Oh, that's the 3rd crit on it. Wow.
Yeah. Fucking hell, that's amazing.
Good fucking job.
We needed them since we got.
I'm
we
so
got the
proud of you,
stats
Barry.
back.
So proud.
Yay.
So 9 points of damage.
You finally did it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
We should. I don't like him all that much, but we should make Barry a cock.
Oh.
We can take that out whatever
Replace
way.
Annabelle.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Let's not replace Annabelle.
Yeah, we don't need to.
A demon doll's useful.
You leave Mary alone.
Yeah, and then with my bonus action, I will command Redweed to use his flaming puff. So you will see from this bonsai, like he exhale smoke, and as the smoke goes, it turns into a fiery thing in the moment he hits. If he hits. Oh no, he
No,
does not hit.
unfortunately, does not hit.
Unfortunately.
Okay.
Okay,
Anything else?
and that will be the end of us. Cool, thank you. Oh no.
Errol.
Okay, so I'm just gonna make this quick. I'm gonna move 5 feet over here, then 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay.
Mhm.
And the Zephyr Strike is gonna disappear, and Errol is going to cast. Or not cast, he's going to activate Planar Warrior.
Mhm.
So let me go to it. And he's going to take out a cold arrow this time.
Okay.
And he's going to make a advantage sharpshooter shot.
Got you.
So, keeping up. Stop, mouse. Okay, I know that we're kind of short on time. So, sharpshooter, planar warrior, and then dragonwing longbow, cold arrow, advantage because of the guiding bolt. Or no, did Cisco already use the advantage?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, normal roll. That's fine. Damn it! I can't catch a break right now.
13. Good. Nope.
That's gonna miss. So then, using another cold arrow without sharpshooter, still using planar warrior because it's the next time I hit. Damn it! 19 hit.
19 does hit.
Okay, so the damage is there's no sharpshooter, so there's no +10. So it's gonna be the force damage plus the acid, so that's 8 plus 2, that's 10, and then 11. 11 total damage to it from that attack.
All right. Amazing.
And that'll be the end of my turn.
All right. At the end of your turn, it is the Behir's turn. I'm going to roll a d6 for no apparent reason.
Oh no. Oh.
I don't like that. Cisco, what's wrong?
I think I'm still the
Elaborate.
meta game. I'm not there.
Elaborate. You're an OR team now.
That's a reach.
I saw Barry gasp with my perception.
Inside Barry.
Alright, let's
That
see.
was discomfort.
Let's
thoughts
see what
on
this
Barry?
Let's see what this Behir's got.
I'll use my action to detect thoughts.
Yeah.
Zone of Truth is let Barry speak.
You could still
Yeah.
make friends, Barry?
It's going to move. Is your oh well, it's a thing. You're smaller than it anyway, so you can move around you guys.
Wait, are you talking about Shade?
Yeah.
No! No!
Well, it's gonna move there. So Yagu, you get an opportunity of attack if you want to.
I do not. Yep.
But you said you do not.
Fucking hell.
What is going on?
Oh no, that's fucking crazy this.
That's
Bruce
the
is so
fourth
proud.
crit on this creature.
Bruce is so proud of Yagu right now.
I'm
Oh,
also
on
a
a
zero
row?
count of joke.
And
I'm
he's still
honestly-
raging.
Crit?
I assume.
And
Crit? This is
my-
3 crits in a row.
Nice.
3 crits.
And I'm also gonna do another level 2 smite attack.
So,
That's the wrong
15.
dice, I believe. No, it's the
yeah, because
the
it's
right one.
so
It's-
15 plus 10, that's 25.
No, because the
The rage is
I'd
plus
also
2.
get critted minus the half, so it stays
Oh,
on
okay.
20. So it's it's. Wait.
Your piercing is your piercing
Yeah,
double?
that's right, because it will be double, but then you have the half, so then it's the
6,
same.
12, 12 plus 7 is 19, 19 plus 20 is 39, so you do 39 points of damage.
An opportunity attack?
Yes.
Did we have to rage?
No, I didn't,
That's
so that's
good.
another 2, so
Oh, that's-
41. Yeah, cool.
Wow.
Wow,
Nice.
that is good. And as you hit it with this, hit the creature, you see the flames that you hit him with your weapon begin to kind of, well, you haven't even turned the flames on, but you can see this kind of almost like a water effect of your weapon that kind of shrouds it with this radiant damage. And as it does, this creature looks very, very hurt. But it is its turn, and as it does, it looks towards Bruce, Iago, and Ruin. I need you all three to give me dexterity saving throws as its mouth
Oh,
begins
no.
to.
Do I get
Oh,
advantage because I'm on a rock?
No, you do not.
Damn it.
Give me dexterity
No,
saving
danger,
throws.
danger sense. Danger sense. Don't let me down.
Oh, I'm.
Dexterity
If
saving
you
throw.
got inspiration, Yagu, use it.
Yeah, I'm gonna use. Well, the point is,
Oh!
Okay.
should I use a point of inspiration or no?
I,
for this?
Yagu, it,
Like,
I
the
mean, you're
difference
gonna go
between
down.
getting
higher than
outright-
this is small.
You're gonna go
You're
down.
gonna take
either
half
way.
damage, probably.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
you're gonna go down with a half damage anyway. I wouldn't do it.
but it doesn't. It's not gonna outright kill you.
wait, he does half damage to this attack as well. No, right? Only to strength based. So this will do full damage. This might outright
Yes.
kill Jogul in.
That's what
one
I'm saying. So
Oh, really?
Then it's worth
I-
it.
I'm gonna do it. Yeah. Of course it is.
You all take
Wait, does this
60 points of damage.
does that outright kill Yagu?
No, it will have
Wait.
to be how many hit points? He will have to have 30 hit points to outkill him.
Well, he needs to. What's your max HP?
48.
Ira kills
Oh,
you.
cool. Gets killed instantly.
The lightning goes through you, Bruce. As it zaps through you, it hits Yagu, and you just see him just drop his weapon. The blaze drop to the side, and you just see him fall, slide off the rock, and just fall onto the ground there. And Ruin, you also take half damage, so that both of you take 30 points of damage each. And
did I succeed in my throw?
Yes, you did.
Right, so I get it half twice because of my
Yep.
resistance.
So 15 points of damage to you.
Oh wait, wasn't Yagu raging? Doesn't he get resistance? 'cause
No,
he's
no,
there?
not
He
there.
had hardly any
I'm
health.
not there yet.
He's level 1. He's level 1.
I'm only level 1 barbarian,
Okay.
sadly.
And I
Wow.
think as you all see Yagu drop to the floor, it all hits you. This creature, if you do not kill it, it may kill you all. And that omen, Bruce, it's there. You felt it. And I think this is a good place to end today's session. We'll continue on next week.
Damn it.
Damn.
Yagu!
Woo!
Hey,
Right.
it's time to make a deal
Oh,
with
that was
Tiamat.
some
Dun, dun,
character.
dun, dun.
Can I
Okay.
just ask a quick question? When he falls, does it look like does it look like ET on the beach? On the river, you know, like a pink ET. That's just a horrible thing.
Yeah, but then more like in the shell, so it's kind of
Yeah. Oh,
dangling
no.
out of its shell.
God.
He has access on his eyes, yeah.
Shade did not get hit, right, Cisco? Or Mo?
No,
No,
he
That's-
didn't.
I don't,
that's
he didn't
what
aim
I
at
think
Shade,
it
yeah.
works.
Well, I mean, Yagu's dead.
I will just
Oh,
make a
no.
new character.
Outright
apparently.
We
killed.
got
Oh
diamonds.
man.
Don't worry. I have diamonds, guys. I'm revivified.
Yeah, but
Well,
I'm
we'll
not
see,
sure if it
man.
counts.
Next session, we gotta make a straight run because that's
How-
a minute that we
How
have.
long is it? I was gonna say, how long is a minute? And
10
10
turns.
rounds.
10 rounds.
It is instant revivify though. But yeah, okay,
Yeah.
it takes a minute.
Like you gotta
Whoa,
don't you
wait.
roll a DC for revivify.
Well,
during
let's
combat?
discuss this after the game, so let me just sign up.
oh, I thought we ended already.
Yeah, no, yeah. Thank you everyone for playing. Thanks for Darren Curtis and James Webster, and as well Grimorium, Dice Grimorium for the maps. Until we kind of figure out what happens next week, stay tuned for our also Sunday game, which is the Dining of Barovia, and yeah, we'll see if they can bring Yago back to life. Until then, thank you everyone, and have a good week. See you next week.
Yeah, thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Good night, guys.
Bye.